What's going on, everybody? Thank you for joining us today. Yet another edition of Throwback Thursday. Jeff, I know you've been enjoying the content as much as I've been enjoying digging through and putting it all up and together.
I'm not gonna lie. I was trepidatious watching this, especially my stuff. I hate watching my stuff, you know that. But it's been interesting to go back and watch it because, as I said, I become less of a dick as the shows go on Talk Wrestling, which is thank God I did because the first show was so bad. But man, you have been like reaching into the vault, man. I almost feel like I want to grab Mickey Mouse on SNL. I'm like, no, protect the content. They didn't sell. So man, such good stuff to watch, and today is no exception, sir.
Yes, thank you once again to Aaron Rift of the NoDQ YouTube channel, James Hebert of the JH95/FTW Productions, Noel Foster from the Simple Man brand, and of course, you, good sir, for the
Yes,
Jeff Meacham Network, for allowing me access to all the content that was previously discussed in private
yes,
amongst all of you guys, because there are limitations about what can and can't be posted, but
yeah. Unfortunately,
especially a big thank you once again to Aaron Rift for allowing me access to the no DQ stuff. That stuff has really helped make the process and the Throwback Thursdays succeed and thrive, I think.
absolutely.
Sit back, relax, everybody, enjoy as we bring to you yet another week of Throwback Thursday content.
And now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
It's out of my hands, but I'm still in control. It's out of my hands. You can never take away the power of my soul. It's out of my hands, but I'm still in control. It's out of my hands. You can never take away the power of my soul.
Scan the QR codes to see what's upcoming for FTW Productions and what's available on demand right now. Button Master Stable Wars entire playlist. FTW Productions watch party for WrestleMania Go Home Raw. Mistress Audio dramatic readings featuring voice actors from Weymouth Youth Wrestling. All Retro Wrestling Review Series videos on demand and upcoming. All WrestleMania themed retros available now on demand. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order Let's Play Series. WrestleMania 19 Revenge Mode Let's Play Series. All of A Simple Man's Brand Simply Predicting panels. Both episodes of The Don DeMarco Show. AEW Spark, WWE Aftershock, every show week by week. Indy Force Episode 26, available now on demand. Jeff Meacham Network, all watch-along events. AEW Double or Nothing Dynamite Go Home Show Watch Party, available now on demand. A Simple Take, WWE Simple Takes featuring Casa D18 Studios. Super Mario Bros. Z voice acting. Episode 3 coming soon. Breaking news. ATW View Impromptu. WYW Intro and Immortal Stream. Wrestling with Idiocy Episode 8. Fast Food and Restaurants discussion. Plugs have concluded. On to the video.
Casa D18 Studios, an affiliate of the Jeff Meacham Network, Multiverse of Media, proudly presents this retro content from J. Hebert Studios.
I'm thinking in my head, you're going to have like a super card. Boxing kind of needs all companies to work together here. And I think that was evident with the whole YouTube boxing scene merging with the DAZN boxing scene. So if you can do this, and you actually get all the companies to work on together, like Showtime and DAZN, and then the YouTube boxing scene. These are your 3 headliners: Ethan Klein and Daniel Keem, KSI Jake Paul, Tyson Fury, and Iron fucking Mike Tyson. Here's a main event.
The following program contains strong language that is not suitable for young children. Viewer discretion is advised. In 2019, Michael X won the Wrestling Rundown Championship, taking the world by storm. But then, the virus attacked. These men promptly escaped from mental insanity by talking about the nerdiest shit on the internet, filmed in the Massachusetts Underground. Today, still wanted by the people of YouTube, they survive as nerds, weebs, and dorks of fortune. If you have an obsession, if no one else can talk, and if you can subscribe to them, maybe you can hire the Indy Force.
Keep it up, my nigga. Indy Force! Assemble! Well, that says,
I love it when a plan comes together.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the Indy Force, a podcast for nerds, weebs, and dorks of fortune. We got the gang here, and oh boy.
We are loaded for bear this week.
Yeah, and we're starting off with an explosion of news that I did not think we were ever going to see. I remember I recommended that it should happen. I didn't think it was actually going to happen.
James, what are you doing? You have time travel powers. just throw the clip in.
What you mean, fam?
It's time to grab past James. You listen. We know about the time. You've shown that you have time travel powers.
Just do it, fam.
Well, we already showed this before the beginning. I have a different way I'm gonna actually show that clip this time. Listen, I can only time travel throughout episodes. Okay, that's the canon of it. Anyway,
if you do it too many times, you fuck with the space-time continuum, and somebody becomes.
Yes. Yeah, we'll go with that. Okay.
We'll just go with that. Fuck it.
So
it's the same thing with my instant transmission. The more I do it, the less brain cells I lose.
So Nikos and I are going to be the ones reading the... Nikos and I are going to be reading the two articles because there's only two. I'll read this one, and then Nikos can read the next one. So,
okay,
let's get into how I predicted the future. Battle of the Tysons. Tyson Fury says he has accepted the offer to fight Mike Tyson as the former heavyweight champ at 53 makes his stunning return to the ring. This article was posted by The Sun by Stuart Atkins on May 26, 2020. So literally today. Today this was posted, like literally hours before we went on air. Well, this is the time we're recording. You guys are probably going to be seeing this on Friday. Tyson Fury claims he's accepted the offer to fight 53-year-old Mike Tyson in a sensational exhibition bout. The Super Showdown is... fuck off. Of course
yeah, right.
The Super Showdown. The Super Showdown is believed
Fuck
to
you, VKM!
The Super Showdown is believed to be one of Iron Mike's return fights after his jaw-dropping return to fitness, some 15 years after he announced his retirement.
Now, let's put this in perspective. For those who have no idea who Mike Tyson is.
Get out from under your fucking rock, first off.
Oh, no. Because there are some kids that are like, I have no idea who Mike Tyson is, or I don't know the legend of Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson is the first and only heavyweight champion to become the youngest heavyweight champion at the age of 21.
Yeah.
Tyson, however, has a legacy. What is that legacy, you may ask? Knocking sons of bitches out in the first goddamn round of some of the most expensive pay-per-view buy-ins of the time.
Yep.
Tyson's record may not be the most impressive thing on paper, but when it comes to being a punching fucking knockout machine, nobody is going to beat Iron Mike when it comes to sure relevance in time.
Yeah, no way.
Now Tyson has had claims of some topics that we're not going to get into specifically, and did save a individual's life in Las Vegas, Nevada, a few years back.
Right.
Which brought him back into popular fucking standings. Tyson is an avid pigeon collector, as he was as a kid. Has very, very beautiful children, and has one of the greatest I fell off my fucking my hoverboard memes I've ever seen.
Not to mention he's a cameo actor of some repute, having appeared in such films as The Hangover,
and having one of his best fucking one-on-one encounters with Ip Man in Ip Man fucking 3, which is fantastic. That fight,
still an amazing fight.
That fight with him and
legitimately broke his knuckles in that fight. May I add?
Punching the glass specifically, so he was able to hit the glass at such fucking velocity that he was able to break his own hand.
And and again off of Donnie Yen's elbow.
Yes.
which makes sense. So, yeah, this is the man we're talking about, is probably one of the most iconic boxers in history, who, in his prime, nobody wanted to fight except for Holyfield.
And now he's about to fight the best best heavyweight boxer nowadays. He's going to be fighting Tyson
competing
Fury.
in the ring for almost 30 years is UK heavyweight champion Tyson fucking Fury.
This is fucking nuts, you know.
Gentlemen, start your fucking engines.
James Heebman Hebert predicted the fucking future.
Yep.
A week before this was announced.
Yep. This is fucking wild, you know.
We will say this. We will say this now.
Actually, it wasn't even a week. It was like a half a week before it actually got announced.
4 days. If this ends up with the undercard being the same as you laid out on the last Indy Force,
if my undercard actually happens, I'm gonna shit.
I'm coming to your house and I am beating your ass into submission. Because no one should be able to outpredict the inaugural, actually not really inaugural, but official inaugural heavyweight predictions champ.
Now, here's
at that point, I should just take the belt.
Walk up to you, dead
You don't
in the
know
face,
when this
and
fight's
say,
going to happen.
Is it possible to learn this power?
Yes.
Easy.
Not from a Jedi.
Are you stealing my shtick?
God fucking damn it. Anyway. So, they have a tail of the tape here. They actually, I don't know who did the tail of the tape, but there is a tail of the tape here. Iron Mike Tyson, Iron Mike is, that's the nickname is Iron, and then Gypsy King is Tyson Fury's nickname. The ages, oh man, the discrepancy here. 53.
Can we officially
and 31.
Can we officially give Tyson? Can we officially just give Tyson the nickname of Tekken?
Yes.
The Iron Fist.
The King of the Iron Fist.
Yes.
I swear to God, that's what he should get. That's what his name should be if he beats Tyson Fury.
Yep.
So out of all the fights, Mike, so 31 is the age of Tyson Fury. 53 is the age of Mike Tyson now. Mike Tyson's had 58 fights.
Won 46 of them, I believe, by knockout.
Nope. He's actually won 50 of them.
50 fights.
50 fights. I think he may have had some knockouts in there for sure. And then
he had 44 knockouts.
Yeah, 40% of knockouts. Then you have Tyson Fury, 31 wins, 0 losses. That's the guy he's going up against. He has not been defeated yet.
Yeah.
He has not been defeated at all.
This is going to be a brawl, ladies and gentlemen.
This is going to be a fucking brawl. KO wins he's had are 21. Mike Tyson's KO wins are 44. Losses, he's only had 6 losses where, again, we just said Tyson Fury has no losses now.
Tyson Fury has never been beaten.
Now, let's put it in perspective, though. Who did Tyson lose to primarily?
Holyfield.
One of the fucking greatest heavyweight champions, by the way.
Not a bad man to lose to.
And he's training with him, by the way. Mike Tyson's training with him.
Mike Tyson is training with Holyfield?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Mike Tyson
I'm really fucking terrified of Tyson now.
Yeah, because he's being trained by the guy who fucking beat him.
Yeah.
When did Tyson become an anime protagonist? When did that happen? Think about it.
I don't know, but I
Rocky
wouldn't
too
go
many
asking
times.
him.
He watched Rocky too many times, and he saw what, like, you know what? If Apollo Creed can forgive Rocky, I can forgive Holyfield. You know?
No. It's the other way around.
It'd be because remember, Tyson also did kind of bite Holyfield's ear off.
Yes.
He did a piece of Holy. That's the misconstrued.
Yeah, it's just a piece.
Misconception.
The outside, specifically the very outside part here, I believe.
Right.
What?
Yeah,
It's
outside of the earlobe.
Fucking word for my brain to figure out. Although, to be fair, I was the type of person that walked into a Dunkin' Donuts to grab a drink, and I forgot what the word "thank you" was because I had my My Hero Academia shirt on, and they went, "Oh, dude, I really love that shirt. The show's amazing." And I went, "Okay." And then I walked out, and about 2 hours later, I went, "Thanks. Fuck, that's the word I was looking for."
Jesus Christ, Mike.
Dude, I can't be blamed, all right? I have the right to have my dumb moments.
It's only human.
I'm only... Okay, I can fuck up, and I'll admit when I fuck up.
Yeah.
And here we go. So then we got the rest of the tail of the tape. So we got... Here's the big difference, and this is why I think Mike Tyson might be actually in for trouble, okay? Here's the height discrepancy.
Mike Tyson is what, 5'8"?
5'10".
Oh, he's my height. Fuck.
Tyson is a tall dude.
Tyson Fury 6'9".
Now here's the thing with this. Boxing height doesn't really matter, it's weight.
Yeah.
Right.
The
one thing they don't have on here though, and that's what I'm curious about, is reach. They don't have reach in here.
Listen, here's the whole
They
thing.
don't have reach, but for some reason they have ex-wives.
Yeah, that's what I didn't get either. I think Sun did it. I think Sun did it because they're fucking dumb shit. This is me.
I'll say this because it's important. Tyson actually has the advantage.
Oh, he does.
Yeah, his reach is 8'5".
No, it's not about reach. Let me explain. From a technical perspective of somebody who did box, if you don't mind. This will literally take me about a minute, maybe a minute 30 to explain. See, Tyson has the advantage because in a boxing match, our boy Tyson Fury is going to be punching downwards almost the whole time, which means that over time his arm is going to get more and more fucking tired. And you know what Tyson's going to challenge the whole time that he's doing it?
His belly. Yep.
He's going to go straight for the breadbasket the entire fucking fight.
You hit somebody in the breadbasket enough times, it doesn't matter how much gas they have in the tank. That tank is going to explode.
It's the Mossy.
I do want to point out, though, again, Tyson Fury's reach is 8'5", while Mike Tyson's 7'1". So if he has any chance on getting into the breadbasket, he's literally got to go straight in for him. He cannot.
He does. He absolutely does. 81. What did you say? 81 inches versus 71 inches?
It's 85 inches versus 71 inches.
Okay.
So he's got a big. He's got
a wing on him for sure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So he's gonna have to go like right in there. So now that I read that, we'll continue with the rest of the article. Tyson is also being lined up for a rematch against old enemy Evander Holyfield. So not only is he training with Holyfield, he's going to have a fucking rematch with Holyfield, despite the pair having a combined age of 110. After he is reportedly set to be offered more than 16 million pounds to compete in the bare knuckle fighting championships.
For those of you who don't speak UK money terms, that's about that's a little less than $15 million, I believe.
That's ridiculous. Anyway, but so far it's only a fight against 31-year-old WBC heavyweight champ Tyson Fury, who could be set for his own trilogy bout against Deontay Wilder. That appears to have been agreed upon. Fury, who wants to see Tyson take on Holyfield for a third time, told BT Sport, "I did get a phone call with a chance to fight Mike Tyson." I was like, "What?" "Yeah, I had a phone call saying, 'Would you like to fight Mike Tyson in an exhibition fight?' I was like, 'Hell yeah!'" Oh my god, I can't believe this.
Because Tyson Fury has a death wish, I guess.
He wants the dude. Honestly, though, he wants it.
No. Now, granted, in terms of sheer prestige, it is absolutely an honor to share a ring with Mike fucking Tyson. But you gotta have a death wish.
I'll tell you why he accepted it. I tell you exactly why he accepted it. If it were any other man, I'm pretty sure everybody would have turned it down, even at his age. The reason why he took it is because, one, he knows he would have at least a fighting chance, a much better fighting chance than most people would. And win or lose, it's going to be a drag-out fight, and he knows it. And
absolutely.
Fury loves a drag-out fight. Fury fucking loves a drag-out fight. Absolutely loves it.
Because it's boring to get into a fight and go, all right, 2 hits, done.
Yeah, right.
Me hitting him, he's hitting the ground, and then that's the end of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's the whole thing, and I want to talk about tactics, if you don't mind, for just a second.
Go.
Can we please do it until we get to the end of it?
Yeah, go. That's fine.
Yeah, because that would probably once we get through the rest of this, it will give us the whole picture.
Yep.
Fury, who previously said he would beat Tyson in an amazing cross-hour bout, added, "But I don't think anything's materialized out of it, to be honest." So it hasn't actually been said, but he was called. So this could happen now because Tyson's team reached out to him. It wasn't just like a fucking thing like where it couldn't happen. So I guess it hasn't happened yet, but they are saying it could happen. Fury, who previously said he would beat Tyson in an amazing crosshair bout, added, but I don't think he's had anything materialized out of it, to be honest. So yeah, I think he's Mike Tyson. Definitely serious about doing some fights or whatever. But he's fought Holyfield twice, so they're both old now. So I think they're a bit long in the teeth. But who am I to say anything? What's anybody capable of? I wouldn't try and kill anybody's dreams. If they're both fit to fight, medically fit, then let them do what they want to do. It's their life, not mine.
Which is exactly how it should be.
Yeah, right. He then says, Tyson, who boasted his comeback fight will be against a bigger name than Holyfield, appears to be welcoming all challengers and recently accepted former UFC champion Tito Tizazor. What the fuck is going on? Recently accepted former UFC champion Tito Ortiz offer for a bout, as well as former heavyweight king Shannon Briggs. What's going on here?
It's because, dude, listen, I'll say this. Mayweather may have been one of the greatest middleweight heavyweight champions for the fact that he was unfucking defeated. But the heavyweight title, as I will always say, is the most fucking important title in boxing history for the people that have held it. We're talking about Frazier. We're talking about Ali. We're talking about Foreman.
We're talking about Dempsey.
Fucking Jack the Tank Dempsey. One of the greatest fucking boxers ever and the creator of one of the deadliest moves in boxing history.
Right, the Dempsey roll.
Yes. That if done correctly, which Tyson is a master at doing, by the way.
Yep.
You're talking about a history of Marciano, Ali. Like, come on.
Yeah. This is freaking nuts. All right, hold on.
Boxing, you're thinking of the heavyweight champions, not the middleweights, not the featherweights, not even the light heavyweights. You're thinking of the heavy fucking weight champions.
I'll tell you what's happened, James. The whole combat sports world is pretty much turning upside down.
Yeah, this is ridiculous. I couldn't believe what I'm seeing.
As soon as you hear Mike Tyson say, I am ready to fight your undefeated champion, and I fucking annihilate him, you go, wait, what?
Fuck.
Wait, what? And it's like, oh, yeah, because he literally will.
All right, let's continue here.
Yep.
Quite how many fighters Tyson actually steps in the ring with remains to be seen. But for Fury, training leather against the man he was named after and idolizes would surely be a dream come true, especially to raise money for charities to close to both their hearts. The pair are big buddies as well, with Tyson recently calling Fury the greatest. Speaking of the Gypsy King's comeback from depression and addiction, he told Ring Magazine, with Tyson, if he didn't go through everything he's been through, he wouldn't be the person that he is today. The mental health issues, that's why he's the greatest, because he's sick, and that's being real. Yep. Amen to that, brother. People want him to be normal. Yeah. Be normal and go on the fucking welfare line. Yep. Amen again. Amen again. Tyson doesn't know what normal is. Tell him to stay the fuck away from normal. He wasn't meant to be normal. This is coming from Mike Tyson himself. This is him speaking on Fury.
Yeah.
Fury's rival, Anthony Joshua, has spoken out on the baddest man on the planet's ambitious comeback plans. The return has been rubbished by a string of high-profile critics, but AJ feels like his hero has just been on an extended 15-year holiday and will be back with a bang. Absolutely, and I fully agree with that.
Even if he fucking loses, it doesn't matter because he had the balls to go after the undefeated heavyweight champion.
And no matter who wins or loses, I'm gonna be watching.
Oh, of course, because
we will all be watching.
Listen, Fury's an incredible boxer, but he's not fucking Tyson.
No. We'll see. We'll see. I'm still hyped for this fight. You have no idea.
I am stupidly hyped. I look calm and collected right now, but I am stupidly
radical.
Hyped. It's gonna be
it's Tyson Fury versus Mike Tyson. This is like the biggest heavyweight bout in years. In years.
I mean, fuck's sake. Tyson Fury's first name is Mike Tyson's last name.
Yes, I know. It's the Battle of the Tysons. That's what they're calling it. It's the best.
God. Can we please call it the Clash of the Tysons?
Oh my God! Yes. Clash of the Tysons. Clash of the Tysons. Clash of the Tysons.
The Clash of the
Tysons by Tyson's Chicken.
Somebody get that trending on Twitter, please.
Dude, it's the Clash of the Tysons. And you know
absolutely.
The best part about it?
They literally are Titans.
They literally are the biggest Titans in sports today.
The 30-year-old said, so this is AJ that we were just speaking of. For everyone else, it's a comeback, but for him, it's just what he needs, and that's just what he does. He's a fighter.
Don't call it a comeback.
He's been here
for years. Rocking his peers and putting suckers in fear.
James, I got a theme for you.
I'm not doing copyrighted music for the podcast. I've already made that clear.
I'm not saying for the podcast. I'm saying for your channel because you want to go do that thing, right?
Oh, yeah.
Don't call it a comeback. He's been here for years, rocking the beers and putting suckers in
I got it. I know
making the tears rain down like a monster.
I know what you're doing. Okay.
Go,
he is probably just taking a little break. Everyone else is thinking, oh my God, Mike Tyson is making a comeback. Absolutely, that's what I'm thinking. But Tyson is probably just thinking, this is what I do. I'm a fighter by nature.
This is not a comeback for Tyson.
This is
a homecoming.
Return. Yeah, 100%. If he is back in the ring, then I would love to see it. I will definitely be one of the viewers, that's for sure.
Damn right.
He was the man when I was growing up. I watched him on YouTube. Absolutely.
He was the
He was and is the baddest man on the planet.
That's the whole thing. No other boxer can say.
Keep in mind also, I want to point out that Shannon Briggs, for those who don't know, he's fighting heavyweight king Shannon Briggs for the YouTube side. That's the guy who always kept saying, "Let's go, champ!" And Logan fucking Paul's corner. Yeah, we all see how well that went. Anyway.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, he's gonna get annihilated by Tyson. I mean,
you do.
I love Shannon Briggs because he's just a living meme at this point. But dude, he's gonna get fucking annihilated.
Yeah, that's not gonna come as a shock.
Yeah, but out of all the fights I'm looking forward to, I'm secondly looking forward to him and Tito, but I'm most looking forward to him and fucking Fury. Absolutely,
that's gonna be the fight of the year.
Yeah,
I'm calling it now. That is gonna be the fight of the year.
And here's an announcement.
It doesn't matter.
And here's an announcement.
Back.
And here's an announcement, and I want to make the announcement here. And I think, Nikos, you'll agree with me. Casey, I know you'll agree with me on this. For the first time ever, the Indy Force Predictions Heavyweight Championship, if this card happens, will be defended in a boxing card.
Yes.
So why the fuck not?
Yes.
Why the fuck not?
So whoever is champion by that point, say the championship changes hands at a wrestling event or whatever, or some other event, whoever's the champion by the time that card comes about
will defend it against the rest of us, and that will be the first time ever. That's gonna be
I'd
awesome.
like to see who can take this crown away from me.
Oh,
I'm sorry, but you can't be the king when you're in my court, motherfucker.
Ooh, promo battle.
Whenever you say executioner.
Well, speaking of promo,
who needs a crown when you got a fucking car?
well, I mean, Nikos could steal a car because he has a license, but then that'd be illegal.
Yeah,
I can't really go for my license right now.
Well, you know what? Speaking of,
I'm gonna steal Casey. Yeah, I'm not gonna say I'm fucking stealing Casey's car.
Thank you for bringing that back.
Well, we go from stealing. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I actually attempted to go for my road test, and then the fucking virus happens, and I went.
Yeah, at this point, you're just thinking, maybe it's just not meant to be.
Maybe I'm not the. Maybe it's because they've seen me play Somebody in heaven saw me play Carmageddon as a kid and went, "Yeah, fuck no." Yeah, fuck no.
So
he's playing Twisted Metal on the hardest difficulty. Fuck no.
Oh, you said before we end this topic, Mike, and try to be quick with this, but you said you wanted to go over strategies between Fury and Tyson.
So here's the whole thing with this. We got to take their body, their weight, and everything that they have and put it into scale. Tyson has the ground advantage. Tyson's going to be able to get in quick.
He's also got the experience advantage.
Yes, he has the
30
experience.
years of knowledge behind those punches.
But the whole thing is that Fury is undefeated.
Right.
Fury, right now, is undefeated. If Tyson is 2, and it's a hypothetical thing that I'm going with here. Let's say round 1 kicks off, right?
Yep.
Here's how the fight's going to go. And I know Casey's going to agree with me on this. We're looking at fucking Andre Bishop versus Isaac Frost.
Oh, totally. Tyson's got to work the body.
Tyson has to survive the first 2 rounds without getting touched.
Yeah.
He has to survive the first 2 rounds without getting touched.
And that is not easy to do against Tyson Fury.
No, it's not going to be easy to do, especially with that reach. So he has to be fucking juking and jiving the whole match.
That Dempsey roll is going to be his bread and butter.
Exactly. He's got to make sure that his fucking head can't get touched.
Yeah.
The 3rd, 4th, and 5th round, he's got to go for the body. He needs to gas him out. He's got to cut this motherfucker off. He's got to make sure that
cut him open if he can.
Where's Nikos?
I probably had to go do something really quick.
Yeah, probably had to go.
He has to read the next article. Fuck.
So here's the thing with this, and
I'll
when Tyson gets in the ring, after that, it's now power. He now has the guy gassed. He has him down, and he's ready to go from that point on. So now he's able to take what he knows from all of his fights, and knowing who he is as a champion.
Yep.
He has to take all that fucking experience and try to make sure that he can survive up to at least the 7th round.
Yep.
If he can do all of what he has to do in less time, it's even more impressive. But he has to aim for the body. If he goes for the head the whole match, he might be able to knock him out with one fucking swift punch to the goddamn head.
I think if he has a chance to even try to go for the head, he's got to go for the body first. There's no way.
It's got to be the bait and switch.
With that big motherfucker, you have no choice but to go for the body first.
Yeah.
He has to.
Because
he's going to have to do. He's going to have to fucking aim for the ribs. He's got to make sure that he can
absolutely
break a rib or 2. It doesn't matter. You have to make sure that your opponent can no longer breathe. The reason
especially when you consider the fact that Tyson Fury has one hell of a boiler inside that tank.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But here's the bit with this. The last bit that I'll say.
Yep.
When Tyson does get him down, and he's able to break a rib or 2 and make sure that his breathing is fucked, he won't be able to continue. That's when the headshots start coming in.
Yes.
Yes. Like
totally.
Shots. The reason why is because he's going to be crumpled.
Not only should he just go for headshots, but he should go for a body blow and then like a face blow, because he will like kneel down when he gets punched in the gut, God willing, and then he can just nail him right in the face.
Which allows for a harder hit to the head.
Yes.
Let me tell you exactly what he's going to have to do. 3 uppercuts directly into the solar plexus, right at the side of the diaphragm. Then he's going to have to start aiming for the sides, specifically at the hips. If he's able to fucking take his hips down, specifically right above the hip where the bone and muscles start to join, he's able to start getting this guy in a crumpled state. In such a way where he can no longer move his upper body in such a way where it is no longer comfortable. Then after that, the headshots have to start coming in. Here's my guess, and here's where Mike's putting his bullshit on the line. Mike Tyson is going to be Tyson Fury in the 4th round to a fucking right hook to the side of his temple.
I don't think it'll take 4 rounds. I feel like it'll take at least 8, maybe 9. But I can absolutely see that right hook to the temple happening to put Tyson Fury out.
Gonna hit him with that fucking flurry of punches, and he's gonna knock him clear the fuck out.
Because I say, sorry to cut you off, Mike, but I say this, and keep in mind, the only things I know about boxing come from the Knockout Kings and Fight Night series. I have to say, Tyson Fury, knowing as much as he does about Mike Tyson, is going to be training specifically for stamina. He's going to want to try to outlast Mike Tyson.
And Tyson trains to beat the giant.
Right.
Yep.
He's not fighting average competitors that would have been evenly stacked against him. He's fighting a fucking giant in the ring.
Yeah.
This is huge. So it's time to start. It's time to not fight like Tyson for the early rounds and start becoming Ali.
Yeah.
You have to fight at the first couple rounds like Ali. Ali would be fucking egging his opponent on, making him get into his head, have him make mistakes, piss him off. You get him angry enough, he's going to sit there and be like, fuck this. And he's going to start throwing punches that aren't calculated anymore. He's no longer doing the math in his head. He's too angry.
He's fighting off an instinct.
When you fucking fight angry, you always lose.
Yeah.
So, yeah. No, 100%. So I think that's we'll end the topic there. If any more news comes out about it, you'll definitely be hearing it from us. That was a big breaking story. So,
indeed.
Nikos, if you could, read the next article. This is a little WWE news. Before we just kind of shoot the shit on everything else, this is Seth Rollins. So it came out in this article that Seth Rollins, he pretty much speaks on what happened during that time when he was lashing out at fans. Basically saying, it's WWE's fault because they told him to do it. Why am I not fucking shocked?
Personally, I don't believe it, but it also wouldn't surprise me.
Definitely.
I think there was certain things where it was definitely him, and then others where it definitely was the company telling him to defend. So he that's probably how he figured, well, let me defend him like this, because that's how they want me to defend him. And all it did was chase more people away, and now the fucking company is down below 2 million. But I digress. Anyway, Nikos, if you could read the article, please.
Sure thing. This article was posted on Sportskeeda, and it's titled Seth Rollins reportedly has creative freedom on Raw. The influential WWE superstar has been given creative freedom backstage, and Seth Rollins also has made a few other important decisions with regards to his gimmick. This was posted by Leonard Serrao. Today, May 26, 2020, is when it was published.
Oh, there you go.
Seth Rollins...
Well, it was no. Actually, that would have been modified by then. So it was modified.
Yeah, but then again, Seth Rollins was the top babyface of the company not too long ago. However, a surprising decision was made to turn him heel. In case you're wondering, it was Seth Rollins' call to turn heel, and his current gimmick as the Monday Night Messiah is his brainchild. And the latest edition.
Oh, lame.
That's kind of the gimmick. It was supposed to be lame. Anyway,
then that's so dumb. Oh, it's supposed to be. Oh my god, that's fucking stupid.
He's a heel, though. There's a whole thing with it. You actually have to watch it.
On the latest edition, on the latest edition of the Dropkick Discussions podcast, Sportskeeda's Tom Colo revealed many backstage details about the amount of creative freedom that Seth Rollins currently enjoys in the WWE. Ever since Paul Heyman and Bruce Pritchard became the executive directors of Raw and SmackDown respectively, the creative team has been more receptive towards the ideas pitched by the superstars. Daniel Bryan and Seth Rollins are two superstars who have a lot to say in how they're...
Hold on.
Oh,
Wait,
now we're listening
so
to Bryan.
Vince is now finally listening after all this fucking time. When his views are tanking, now he's finally listening.
Well, I didn't know that we were back in 1990s Monday Night Raw.
Why did 1990s fucking Raw end? You fucking moron. Anyway, continue.
There are two superstars who have a lot to say in how their characters and storylines are booked on TV. For instance, Seth Rollins made the decision to turn heel. Tom revealed that it was Seth Rollins' choice to alter his character and adopt a cult-like heel gimmick. The Drew McIntyre feud was WWE's decision, but apart from the WWE title program, everything that you see from Seth Rollins is mostly coming from his mind.
Yes.
CM Punk did it better. I mean, what?
Seth Rollins has been... Well, to be fair...
I'd much rather this, and it's somewhat, inspired by somebody else than the fucking Seth Rollins that was shoved down our throats as the white, squeaky clean babyface when he wasn't like that when he was chasing the belt. Okay, I'd much rather that. I'd much rather this. So at least he's got some creative freedom, or apparently all creative freedom, from what this is saying.
Or at least most of it.
Yeah, continue.
Seth Rollins has been actively shaping up his new gimmick since Hell in a Cell. The post-Survivor Series speech on Raw to the entire roster of the Red brand was also Seth Rollins' idea. The creative team has been listening to Seth Rollins' idea, but most importantly, the ideas are coming to fruition on TV. WWE did suggest Seth Rollins the idea of forming a stable with Authors of Pain. Seth took the suggestion and went on to steer his own path. Seth Rollins chose Murphy, and it's safe to say that Rollins may have also had a role to play in Austin's Theory recent inclusion in the faction. Tom explained in the following. Since Paul Heyman and Bruce Pritchard came in, there has been a clear effort that the creative team is listening to the wrestlers more. Daniel Bryan has had a lot more say over what he does. Seth Rollins has had a lot more say over what he does, other than he was told that he would be working with Drew McIntyre as they needed him there. But with Seth, a lot of what he is doing now is under his own direction. That dates back to Hell in a Cell. He made the choice to steer into the fan impression and turn heel. He made the choice to have that sermon where he preached to everyone after Survivor Series because he was taking the piss out of someone who was telling that he had a rah-rah speech that he apparently did not have. And since then, the creative team has been very openly listening to his closing statements.
Let's hold up. No, let's hold up. Let's hold up.
Sure.
Let's hold the fuck up right now. While I appreciate that he's finally got creative freedom, which should have happened ages ago anyway, by the way. Like, it should have just happened ages ago anyway. That you don't need to write for Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins can fucking write for himself. You're telling me that because Dave Meltzer got a story wrong and assumed that you decided to be petty and then finally listen to Seth Rollins because you guys were pissed off at Dave Meltzer. Are you fucking kidding me?
So,
Are
really
you
quick,
fucking serious?
Really quick, which needs to be said, Dave Meltzer is a wrestling reviewer more than anything else.
Yeah, yep.
Who has been in this industry for
almost 40 years.
A long fucking time. And who has built like a human brick shithouse. Needed to be said at least once. So wait. He now has creative freedom to do what he wants. And we are still getting the same horse shit?
I mean, I wouldn't say that.
It's the same shit from fucking 3 years ago.
No, it's much different. It's actually much different. This isn't J&J Security. Okay, this is not J&J Security. Seth Rollins here. This isn't like when he was with the Authority and he was the smarmy heel. This is basically him doing a cult. This is the cult gimmick reinvented. This is basically Punk, or this is Raven, essentially, in a way. This is him doing his own style of that. So he's basically acting like CrossFit Jesus. He's literally taking the whole CrossFit Jesus literally. So the gimmick is not bad in concept, and he's actually gotten a ton of people over with it. He got Buddy Murphy over. He got the Authors of Pain. He got them back in the limelight, which they shouldn't have fucking needed him, but because they buried him so bad, because they were paired up with Seth Rollins, they infinitely looked 10 times better after the Drake Maverick bullshit that they did with them, where he peed his pants. I'm not even making that up. Drake Maverick, they had pee his pants in a Survivor Series match and made it a gimmick, which killed the Authors of Pain dead. So they paired him up with Seth Rollins after they were gone for like months, and now they look way better because of it. But my point stands that they shouldn't have needed to do that. If they just booked them right on the offset, this wouldn't have been a problem. But I digress. He did get them over again, and he's gotten a lot of fucking talent over. My main gripe with it is, why did it have to take a fucking wrestling guy to get you the fucking... It's just frustrating. Like, it's just frustrating. Why did it take a wrestling journalist to fucking get a story wrong? And then make you spiteful to finally let a wrestler have creative freedom. And I guarantee you, and what this article doesn't cover, which I thought it did cover, and I'm not even going to read the rest of the article. We don't even need to, because fuck it.
Yeah.
I mean, we get the fucking point now. Although I don't know if it talks about I don't know if it says anything important in the last quote, does it? No, it just talks about...
If you want, I can read the rest of it.
No, he picked. It just talks about why he picked the people he picked, which it's because they're great wrestlers, and obviously we know that.
Yeah. But still, the fact at the end of all this, that I love that they're giving Brian creative freedom.
Yeah.
4 fucking years after he was champion, by the way. Actually, 6 years after he became champion, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
6 fucking years since he was World Heavyweight Champion. And they came up with the bright idea of, he was champion for a day. Yeah, the most over guy in the company was champion for a goddamn day.
I'm aware,
The
dude.
white hottest guy got
was
over.
The biggest dude. He was outside Cena when it comes to just profit margin.
Well, right. He also got injured. That's the problem.
He
legitimately got injured, and he couldn't
and
wrestle
you
for a
can work
while.
a story around that, and you can make it make sense, and make him hold it for 30 days.
Bro, we're beating a dead horse with that. That's not even the point. I'm just glad that finally they're getting creative freedom. From what I heard, and this is how I know it's actually fucking true, and I don't know if it's going to be like this every time, but on JD from New York, which I know everybody hates, but I'm gonna fucking quote him here. Everybody says he always talks negatively on Raw. I listened to his Raw review, like the first 10 minutes of it. Not one negative thing was said about Raw in the first 10 fucking minutes. He actually liked everything that was on that show, which is rare. Do you understand how rare that is, that somebody likes Raw in this fucking time period? I mean, it helped the fact that they actually put a fucking crowd in there finally. I guess they had they put their own crowd finally, like it's similar to how AEW did for their shows. They finally started doing that. I don't know why a freaking company that is not making nearly the amount of money that WWE is making did it first. But I digress.
Are you saying that AEW makes very good and smart creative decisions?
Yes, from the off. Yes,
I bankrupt itself by retarded nonsense.
Yes,
that doesn't help anybody and makes everybody look like a fucking idiot.
Yes.
Holy shit! Who would have guessed?
Yeah. Well, clearly they're finally starting to take ideas from them now, which however they do it, whatever, as long as the fucking industry gets better.
Almost a year late from that, by the way. Just putting that out there.
I digress. Apparently, they're finally starting to book Bobby Lashley seriously, finally. They actually booked it like a legitimate title program between him and Drew McIntyre.
for 2 years now.
Yep. No,
What
and I
the
know.
fuck?
Look, I know. You know what? And that's the thing. And that's the thing. And that's the point I want to make. If you're seriously starting to listen to the fans, because one fucking journalist, because of one fucking journalist getting a story wrong, so you're doing it to spite him,
you're retarded.
Then you're completely missing the point of why you should be giving these guys creative freedom to begin with.
No. James, just say it as it is. They're retarded.
Yes.
Actually, no. Saying they're retarded is a sin against retarded people. This is baby's first wrestling company.
This needs... You can't... I don't care. Whatever. You're at this point now where you're finally giving creative freedom. This needs to continue. I don't care how you got to that point now. It's stupid that that's the reason you got to that point, but we'll forget that now. You got to this fucking point. For the love of fucking God, book long term, please. From this point going forward, just
if they
book
could,
long term. Book long term. Let the wrestlers have creative freedom. If you start doing that,
you might actually have a chance at not dying.
You will actually have a chance of not dying. And if it goes on, if I hear more positive things from people like JD, from people like Travis, just people in general, not shitting on it every night, I will watch SummerSlam. The full thing. That's my promise right now. If I hear more good things about this, if I'm hearing more creative freedom being given, and I'm hearing more long-term sensible booking for the most part, I'm not saying everything's going to be perfect, but for the most part, at least 75%, I'll watch SummerSlam. That's my promise right now. But if that doesn't happen, and this is just a fucking spite thing, and it's only going to last 2 weeks, then don't be fucking shocked that I told you so. Because I guarantee you it's not going to last more than 2 fucking weeks.
It'll probably be the latter of what you said.
Especially when they go back in front of live crowds again. I guarantee you that will fucking cease to exist the minute they go in front of live crowds again.
Like, you know, I'm going to put it like this. So that way, at least the point is made.
Yeah.
WWE. If you are a WWE fan, you have the right to do that. Nobody's here to fucking tell you that you're an idiot for picking this company. You're a fan of the company. We're not saying that it's the fans' fault or anything like that. It's not. I'm personally pissed off the fact that it literally takes somebody going, they made a boo-boo, and then it's like, oh, well, story, we didn't fucking make a boo-boo and we'll prove it. I'm like
why? Like what is with the WWE?
And look, retarded business decisions. Why does it take somebody stabbing them in the fucking hand for them to realize that they can feel pain?
Yeah, well,
why?
Trust me, I know. Listen. I'm going to talk about this probably more in depth. We're actually going to be bringing... One podcast is coming back. I'm sure Mike and Nikos are not even going to be talking about this on their show, but I will be talking about it on mine more in depth. But I'm going to make one of my points now. So I understand the fans shitting on whatever another fan likes is stupid and counterintuitive, and I made this point on Twitter. You can go on it yourself, at JHebertside95.
Mm-hmm.
And it's counterintuitive, and that's really what's killing the business. And that's fine. That does not mean that people are not subject to criticism. While people should be mindful of how they go about saying it. And that's easier said than done sometimes. We're not perfect.
Yep.
They should at least be a lot more mindful, right? But here's the other point to the story.
Perfect example. Hana
Kimura. Yes, thank you. Now, why? My perfect example for this, for the counter argument is, why? Why do we have to go? Why does WWE feel the need to put their defense mechanisms up? Anybody in that company, I don't care if it's Braun Strowman or Alexa Bliss or Vince McMahon himself. Why do they feel the need that they have to put their defense mechanisms up, and then the minute that they're criticized, or regardless of how outlandish it is, or they get a story wrong, or they just talk out of their ass in their mind, that they feel the need to do stuff out of spite. Why? Why?
Because it's Vince McMahon's company. Listen, when WCW was doing better than him, out of spite, he wanted to consume that company and take it over.
True.
Instead of using it as a foundation for future things.
Yep.
Which would have been not dumb.
Which, by the way, what the hell did you expect was going to happen when you booked Buff Bagwell in the main event of your show? Are you kidding me?
But it's more the fact that, let's give another example. When TNA was constantly shitting on him every single week, that cannot be understated. Almost every single week they were fucking on his ass. What did he do? Nothing. I don't know why, but he literally did nothing. It's like if you don't...
I wish he stayed with that. Because it would be much better than him doing the stuff he's doing now out of spite.
Agreed.
Just look at where we're at now. Look at where we're at now. You think the fans are as bad? You're not helping by responding. You're not helping by responding.
Not.
How about this one? How about this one? Here's a freaking light dings on Marblehead moment. How about you take what the critic or the reviewer or the wrestling fan is saying about your product, and actually taking that into consideration, and using that to try to better your product, and not responding in a spiteful, hateful, or even arrogant tone.
Ignorance won't make anything better.
But James, that's not. But James, that's not what I want to do. This is my professional wrestling company, and I want to do what I want to do, and nobody's gonna stop me.
Well,
I want to be able. Listen, I want to every single week. I don't give a fuck. Don't cut me off. I want to every single week see my favorite wrestlers go up against each other in incredible one-on-one matches. Okay, you can do that. But I want to see compelling storylines. You can do that as well. But I want WWE to be back on top again like it was 20 years ago.
Well, then actually give them just criticism instead of defending every single thing that they do.
You cannot listen. We will give AEW shit. We have given.
We have in the past.
We all agreed. It's like, yeah, having Riho as your first champion, not the greatest decision in the world. The title reign, not the greatest thing in the world.
The worst decision they've done.
And honestly, it's not even the worst thing ever. Riho being
executed poorly. Absolutely executed poorly.
But it wasn't the worst thing ever.
No.
They still survived.
Yep. And that's because they ended it because everybody told them to end it. Because it made no sense to the canon. And guess what? They did.
It wasn't that bad. At the end of it all, we could sit there and say, that it wasn't the best choice at your first title reign. But hey, you're a new starting company, and people can fuck up. And it's fine to fuck up. And admitting your fuck up and then changing it later on, it's fair to do. And having Riho as your champion and having her hold it for a little while longer so that way other people can beat her reign and then beat her makes it more impactful to have that title.
Yep.
Sometimes you can't always go with your number one choice. You have to pick something that's a little bit closer to home.
Right.
Sometimes you got to pick them.
Which again, we don't even have to defend it. I don't even care. We're not here to defend AEW. We're not here to shit on WWE. The point is,
I mean, we are here.
We did. Okay. But the main point is, don't be spiteful.
Exactly.
Don't be spiteful and let that drive you. And because the minute if that's your only driving force, this is not going to last 2 weeks.
No.
If you can maintain it, I don't care if it started on spite or not. But if you can maintain it and then it turns into something good later on, and you want to keep giving these guys creative freedom because it came from something good later on, then
we're
I'm
all for it. We're absolutely all for that.
You know what, James? I'll back you up. If WWE can keep this fucking reign going all the way up to SummerSlam, and they can prove that they can provide a product, I will also watch the fucking pay-per-view.
I'm going to be listening to a lot of fucking people's podcasts, too, to make sure I'm hearing what I'm hearing. I'll listen to Simon Miller, probably JD, probably somewhere in between, somebody in the middle.
as a fan base that cares about the fans first, the wrestlers first, and cares about the general business, all four of us here love professional wrestling in one way or another.
Yep.
It's a fact.
We love the crazy storylines, the ridiculous character archetypes, the fucking nonsense. It's like, this wouldn't work anywhere else but this stupid-ass sport.
Yep.
It is still the fact, and this is the only reason why I'm frustrated, is the fact that this company has been around for almost, 70 years?
About that, yeah.
Almost 70
give or take.
years at this point.
Yeah.
And finally, they're sitting there going, you know what? Why don't we give our boys more creative decisions?
I hope.
What a fucking idea! If only it's like, you didn't do that already. If you didn't do that 20 years ago, when it mattered and when was it fucking important?
And they did. That's the dumb thing. They did.
And
guess what? It was the most profitable time period ever.
Exactly, all the way to 2002. 2002 was the end of the Attitude Era and the beginning of the Ruthless Aggression Era, which, I'll be honest, the Ruthless Aggression Era turned off a lot of fans.
Later on, yeah, absolutely. Later on, it absolutely did.
Handful. When you lose Brock, when you lost Goldberg, when Stone Cold left, when everybody fucking...
That's when he got cold feet on creative freedom.
Yep.
Because he didn't want anybody to be bigger than the brand.
And it's like, guess what? Nobody can be bigger than the brand. My ass. I can name the SmackDown 6 off the top of my fucking head. Why? Because they were the reason why you would check out fucking SmackDown every week. Why would you watch Raw? Evolution. Because Evolution was the most important fucking thing on that card, and they made it work.
You don't have you name the SmackDown 6, it's a classic. You name anything Eddie Guerrero involved in it, it's a classic.
Not just Eddie, but anyone else.
Yep.
They were phenomenal.
Right.
They would
especially in the Attitude Era. You name anything from Stone Cold, you name anything from The Rock. You name anything from fucking Steve Blackman, for fuck's sake, back in the day. I can name like 3 moments from Steve Blackman off the top of my head. With John Cena, when they were forcing him down everybody's throats, you really have to force some good stuff out of that. And it doesn't come right off the top of your head. You have to be like, you know what? That was a good match, but it's not remembered because the build-up to that was most likely terrible.
Yep. And here's the thing. And this is where the creative liberty and freedom comes in.
Right.
You could sit there and say, hey, Cena has one of the most interesting and creative characters when he first started off.
Yeah.
A white guy doing what they can. Yep. But if you ever question, WWE can write good stuff.
Yes.
I would like you to go and rewatch the intro again with the infamous N-word dropped by Vincent Kennedy McMahon in front of...
That was great. That was a great creative decision. And dude, I didn't even watch that pay-per-view, and I'm glad I didn't, because I would have probably been like, what the fuck?
I'm pretty sure we all would have been like that.
That's the man that's running. That is the man that is running WWE. A guy who says, you know what would be really funny to do? What if I decide to say, what's up, man, in front of Booker T, one of the forefathers of fucking the WCW World Heavyweight title, and his wife, who are at the moment having if I remember correctly, having a very awkward storyline with a Kurt Angle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to put that in perspective. There's a lot of
don't even remind me of the stupid bestiality sex storyline. Yeah, what a way to treat your Olympic hero and a freaking woman.
Way to treat WCW World Heavyweight Champion, his wife, and an Olympic
gold medalist. Yeah, like that. That was wasn't that wonderful? Not.
That I know somebody's going to sit there and say, now you're just nitpicking. And I am nitpicking.
No, we're not nitpicking.
No.
This is shit that's been going on for years.
I am nitpicking, and I'm going to be honest that I'm nitpicking. I'm not going to sit there and say I'm not nitpicking shit. And I will say that they had in some incredible storylines. Greatest WWE pay-per-view of all time, Game of Death. That is the fucking best goddamn pay-per-view ever for the fact of how everything made sense. Everybody that The Rock fights, who is it? Oh, they're all corporate. Great.
Can I also say, and a lot of people want to say,
Well, you maybe I don't necessarily agree. It was definitely the best tournament layout that they've ever done. I don't know if it was the best pay-per-view. I think the best pay-per-view by default probably was SummerSlam 2000. Probably. That card was fucking stacked from top to bottom.
No, that's fair. The reason why I'm saying Game of Death is because that whole fucking tournament was put together in such a way where it made sense.
I point out that point because a lot of people, and I want to point this out, I stress this freaking point, that not all those guys, even back in 98, had full creative freedom. Okay?
No.
And they have full creative freedom.
And they should have.
The minute Russo left, Vince McMahon let everybody have creative freedom, and guess what their most profitable fucking time period of all time was?
I'm sorry, do we have to go over
quarter one of 2000, quarter 2 of 2000, quarter 3 of 2000, quarter 4 of 2000, and quarter 1 of 2001, and somewhat lesser to a degree, quarter 2 of 2001.
Even though WrestleMania 2000 was one of the worst pay-per-views on record.
Yes,
it was.
That is their most
terrible
freaking time period ever. You can look this up.
And you
know what? That is a fact. That is on every metric.
Oh yeah, agreed. And that's because it was a creative fucking tsunami. There was so much shit they were gonna do.
Now,
so much shit that they came up with that you're like, this is fucking incredible. Even with some of the dumb stuff that you're sitting there going, you know what? It'll be better next week. Who cares?
Now, we've hopped on this so many times before, and we're not going to beat a dead horse anymore. But the moral of the story is, if they keep this up,
now be classic WWE with how you do it.
If they keep this up, and they keep letting people have creative freedom, we will watch SummerSlam. If they keep doing this all the way till SummerSlam, I don't even care if they fuck up once. And it's a bad show for the most part. No, done.
I will straight up. I will straight up review that pay-per-view, and I will go. So, pay-per-view isn't bad, but man, I'm glad I didn't pay for it.
No. Now, let's just move topics, because the more WWE talk we talk about, I feel like the more angry we're gonna get. So, let's talk about fun stuff.
Company for a while.
Yeah. Let's talk about fun stuff, honestly. Let's talk about fun stuff.
So, for those of you who like to watch people take left turns all day, you'll be happy to hear that NASCAR's back.
Yes. I just realized, Mike, that we wanted to do our skit, but I don't think we can. Quite frankly, because, well, we don't have a camera, so, oh well. But yeah.
Oh, God damn it. I'll wait till I get back to learning that.
Casey, anyway, let's talk some NASCAR, because you and I are kind of like the NASCAR nerds of this group.
You more so than me, but yeah.
Well, no, you've gotten back into it recently, but
not quite as much as I may have let on, but
last time I saw it was the Dale Earnhardt fucking video, one of the greatest NASCAR drivers ever.
Yeah,
God, yes.
Yeah, don't remind me though, because it's
very sad. Even though the Daytona 500 from 2001 was an incredible race.
Oh, by the way, Casey,
I can't watch that. I can't because it's so tainted for me because of what happened.
Yeah.
But quick question, Case. What was Dale Earnhardt's fucking nickname?
The Intimidator.
Yeah.
Yes. That's fucking incredible.
But and you know how we got that nickname? By being an absolute cunt on the racetrack.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Guess what? That was fantastic, and that's why I'm like, yeah, that's a good time period in NASCAR. Nowadays,
it was great.
You know what the problem is with nowadays NASCAR, and if you don't mind me just saying for a second.
They're trying too much to be Formula One.
No, it's too fucking safe. There's no danger anymore.
You know what?
I don't know about that. Did you see Kevin Harvick's crash at the 2020 Daytona?
Yeah,
I'm not
shocking? You know what's shocking? He came back after this whole COVID thing and won the recent race as well.
Yeah.
That they just had.
Which was what, Darlington?
I think it was Darlington, yeah.
That's the whole thing. The crash was bad, and I will say that. But you knew he was going to be fine because they take so much fucking precaution.
Well, yes, and they should, though. You know why I don't have a problem with that? And I'm sorry. I understand our caveman friend is like, we like danger. Give us danger. We like danger. Give us danger. Here's the problem with that. The minute somebody dies because they didn't take the proper safety measures because they cared more about the race than they actually did about the safety measures for said race, then you're going to have people pass away, and then it's going to affect people in a lot of negative ways, and it's going to make the sport look really bad. It's happened with literally every sport known to man. There needs to be a level of safety precautions in every single sport.
Agreeing with that, but you know what? I have a second point to it then.
Go.
No NASCAR feels different anymore. They're all the fucking same.
Well, yeah.
They're just making a left turn.
No, I don't mean that specifically. I mean specifically, you should be able to determine who the racer is by the make and model of his
their car. Yeah, all the models should look different. You know what? I firmly agree with you there. That's a legitimate criticism.
Absolutely.
I firmly agree with that. The fact that every car looks the same, and yet they have a label. They're a Chevy. They're a Ford. They're a Toyota. Why the hell can't I tell the difference between? They're a Dodge. Why can't I tell the difference between these four models?
You know what else I feel is a legitimate criticism? You don't have enough drivers with personality.
Right.
Yeah, that's the other bit.
Like perfect example, Jimmy Johnson. Incredible fucking racer. Third 7-time champion, NASCAR champion in history. Personality of a wet fucking blanket.
Well, I mean, yeah, but then you also get the opposite spectrum of that, which is Kyle Busch, who tries way too hard to have a personality, when in reality he's just an all right fucking cunt.
Let me put it like this then. Let me counteract.
Which by the way, I don't know if that might be the character he's just trying to portray, because I'm pretty sure he's not like that in real life, because he's a family guy. But like,
it seems today that all you see is violence in movies and sex on TV. I'm sorry, I had to.
Oh my god, I knew that was coming. But no, I feel like I feel like Kyle puts on the act to be the heel of NASCAR, and I don't know why, but that to me that's a turnoff, dude. It's
let me create the counter argument if you don't mind.
Go.
I would rather be able to determine the racer by their personality, how they drive, the individualism of their car. I want to be able to look at the fucking screen for a quarter of a second and be able to determine information. Yeah.
I'm gonna put that roast beef sandwich in the fridge if you want.
Awesome.
My theory on that, and here's my thing on that, right? I think you can. The problem is you can find the personalities if you look right. Like if you actually study the sport. Like, if you study the sport hardcore, like I have in the years, you know who Michael Waltrip is. You know what he's done. You know Bobby Labonte. Like, and I'm talking about old NASCAR, but I even know.
Or hell, Bobby Allison.
Yeah, Bobby Allison. People like that. Even nowadays, if you study hard enough, you'll know who Joey Logano is. You'll know who, Trevor Bayne is. You'll know who Greg Biffle is, who's still racing today, right? You'll know these guys.
Yeah. Fucking Recky Stenhouse.
Yeah, Recky Stenhouse, which is probably the most charismatic out of all those guys, and nobody even knows it. And the problem is, the reason why nobody knows it is because they don't really show enough of that. They just kind of show, they talk on the radio and they're all business because, as you would be, because you're trying to win a fucking race, they're just talking about how to win the race. But you don't know the personality. You don't really know the personality, right?
Now, what I'm trying to say is, I should be able to look. The problem with the NASCAR nowadays is that it's all fucking logos and it's all the same color. Nobody's I can't believe it's Joey Salad here with the fucking Skittles car.
Right.
I want to be able to see somebody drive.
No, I agree with you. The cars look too polished now, whereas before they were like you know what my favorite car? You know what my favorite car ever was?
That's the problem. It's so like I could pick that car up at a lot and that's it. It's not like back in the day, they were fucking driving Thunderbirds and Firebirds.
You know what my favorite car? When they did go to every car was the same, like, looking, even though it really shouldn't have been. But even, they at least tried to make it look different with paint schemes. My favorite car ever My favorite car scheme ever was that ugly yellow fucking Pennzoil car that Steve Park drove. Because you knew who that was. You didn't have to look, you didn't have to squint, you knew that was Steve Park. He was driving the number one car.
Funnily enough, my favorite NASCAR design was actually one I had as a VHS rewinder as a kid. It was John... Oh, God, what the fuck's his last name? He drove the Sky Blue 43 for STP.
Oh,
like John Hamilton or something?
I think it was John Hamilton, yeah.
What's the name of that car again?
I think it was the Sky Blue 43 with the STP logo on the hood.
Yeah.
I will counter that point, and I will say the Phantom.
Right.
The Phantom is fucking incredible.
Right.
And that's the car of fucking legendary driver, obviously, Dale Earnhardt.
Right,
My God, that black fucking sexy beast of a vehicle.
Yeah, the good wrench number 3, man.
Yeah, as soon as you saw that thing, imagine being the driver. Everybody else has, the bright red, the bright yellows, and he's fucking appearing out of your fucking rear view mirror.
And this black beast that is about to devour you.
Yes. Not only that, you know what else I like too is like I liked Michael Waltrip's car, the freaking Napa one, where it was blue and the Napa logo was on it, and it was just it was straight up blue.
Is that the one he won the 2001 500 in?
Yeah, 2001 and 2001 Pepsi 400 as well, I believe, or 2002 Pepsi 400. It was one of the two. But I remember,
funnily enough, both races take place at the same track.
Yeah. The thing about it is too, like, I remember, like, back when it was like that time period, and this is why I always loved the Winston Cup, because every car felt different. Like, when you looked at especially in later years, the DEI cars just had the one singular color paint scheme, while Jeff Gordon's team always had like the multicolors, and they looked different. Like, Jimmy Johnson had the blue and gray, and then you had Jeff Gordon, who had the flames that, go from red to green to blue and all that. And like, that was cool. And I personally believe that was by purposeful design. Remember who his number one sponsor was? DuPont.
Yep, paint company.
DuPont. A paint company was like the most, and that was the most iconic car ever, and it got DuPont like major sales. Yeah. And then you look, and then, fuck's sake, one of the most underrated drivers of all time is freaking Steve Martin, and he had a plain, and he had a plain gray car with a light on it.
Brother of Mark Martin, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep. At least to my knowledge, yes. But I mean, let me explain it like this. I want you to put it in perspective. You have your nowadays NASCAR, and you have a classic fucking Firebird, the Smokey and the Bandit style Firebird. Which one is going to draw your eye as soon as you see it?
Oh, absolutely, the Firebird, straight away.
Even if you have the car engine or whatever be the same, which I understand, you want to make the races fit.
Yeah, exactly.
At least the body interesting.
Yes.
I want to see boys driving fucking goddamn Mustangs and Camaros, so I can have that conversation with James again of what's the fucking difference between the Mustang and the Camaro when it comes to body design.
Absolutely. There really isn't much.
I want to be able to see somebody drive down there in an Austin Martin body frame. I want to be able to see some of these incredible makes and models done correctly.
Dude, could you have imagined?
Or fucking hell. Bring the 50s Hudson Hornet back.
Dude, could you have imagined Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s fucking 8 car, like, with a proper Ford car, like, in the Thunderbird?
Oh, could you imagine? That thing would have looked fucking sick.
That would have been slick, man. That would have been wicked slick. Could you imagine Jeff... In Token, he had a Chevy, right? Could you imagine Jeff
Chevy
Gordon,
Monte Carlo, specifically.
A Monte Carlo, the actual Monte Carlo body... with the Jeff Gordon paint scheme. Oh my god, come on.
Shut up and take my money. You wouldn't want to buy that car? You're out of your fucking mind.
Shut up and take my money. I want to see that car. I want to see that car win. I want to see that car. How well is he going to do? I want to see that awesome looking car do well.
Exactly. I think it's more the fact that it's the individualism of the driver itself. It's being honest about who you are, and Dale absolutely did that in every single interview of who he was as a person, and that's why he's interesting fucking NASCAR drivers for the fact. Yeah,
we're talking about like history of NASCAR. You know what I just realized? We'd be dumb if we forgot to mention Richard fucking Petty.
Of course.
The GOAT.
The original, the OG 7-time NASCAR champion.
Yes, the GOAT.
He was fucking phenomenal. And the only reason why I know most of this information was because my uncle was super into NASCAR when I was a kid. And it was one of those things of, yeah, why don't we check out a NASCAR race? We'll put it in the background. We'll grill some dogs. We'll fucking put some burgers on the fucking grill. We'll see what happens.
Crack open a couple cans of Mountain Dew. We'll be all right.
No, and that's what NASCAR's about. It is honestly one of the greatest fucking pastimes in American history. For the fact that you're able to get into it instantaneously,
which has now been watered down because on original color schemes and every car now looking the same.
Yeah, there's no differentiation. There's no fucking individualism anymore.
That being said, Kevin Harvick did win his race, and I do want to give him credit for that. So.
Yeah,
there's that.
But now we go from a sport that has lost its sense of individuality to one that is still kind of trying to find its. UFC's back.
I feel like they don't want to try to find it because the minute they try to find it, they might get complacent. So it might be a good thing that they don't find it.
That's actually a fair point. Now you bring it up.
But UFC's returned, and as we see in the topics, here come the chaos.
Dana, what the fuck? Where's my fight island? I was
Dana White is Shang Tsung confirmed.
Is his fighting island is Las Vegas, Mike? He lied.
So it's not an island.
It is an island, but it is not surrounded by water.
Yes.
No, I'm sorry. I will only take we fight on a goddamn island with him dressed as Shang Tsung. If that doesn't fucking happen, I quit.
Dana White, the gauntlet has been laid down.
This is very true.
Listen, all you have to do, you don't even have to have people fucking die on your island. I don't care about that.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to see you recreate the Mortal Kombat opening fucking thing with Shang Tsung. You're sitting there on the throne and have the audience in the background so I could sit there and laugh my ass off that there's an
just imagine the Mortal Kombat intro but with Stem face to pain and it's just a bunch of UFC fighters.
That'd be amazing. But
great.
To our boy Dana White, who is a Massachusetts man, who spent most of his life in Massachusetts and fucking opened a gym in Mass when he got his chance. To Dana, we hope that you're able to do what you have to do more than anything else. I know that
we absolutely hope UFC does well.
I know that COVID's really gonna fuck with the profit margin because UFC tickets are not fucking cheap.
Well, no, I don't even think it's gonna be I think in an empty arena, which is so that's not even gonna be a factor. I think they're gonna get paid to still continue. What's the next fight? What's the next fight card happening in case?
Probably sometime in probably either October.
Is it 250? I think it's 250, isn't it?
Probably 250.
It may have already happened. It may have recently just happened.
I think they should wait their time more than anything else. I understand that.
Absolutely. Take your time. Ride the wave.
But right now, I think the smartest thing to do is, oh God, what the fuck are they gonna do with cuts? We have not thought about that. That's a biggie.
Okay, here's the next card. So UFC Fight Night, that's the next one, and it's going to be in Las Vegas. I don't know if it's going to be in their training facility or if it's going to be in MGM Grand. The next card is headlined by
facilities, so that way they can save money on the MGM Grand cost.
Yeah,
it's going to be
because the MGM Grand is not a cheap building.
Oh, not at all. It's one of the most famous fucking fighting locations ever.
The only one in America, the only two in America that really beat it out are Caesar's Palace and the fucking Madison Square Garden.
It's a welterweight bout between Tyrone Woodley and Gilbert Burns. And then to open the card, it's going to be Daniel Rodriguez versus a soon-to-be-determined opponent. I think one of the guys pulled out. But yeah, the rest of the card, if you guys want, you can take a look at it in the description. I'll link you guys to that, in fact, just so that way I don't forget.
Don't worry. To all the people that love UFC, don't worry. We're not going to just sit there and be like, oh, well, we're not going to cover it. It's just in comparison, it's like there's not.
There's not a whole lot to talk about.
We always talk about. We have been talking about UFC in the past, and we've talked about fighting big time when it came to boxing. It's just not a lot's happening compared to the Mike Tyson news.
Yeah. So, boys and girls, we hope that we hope that our boy Dana White and the rest of the cast and crew and everybody involved and all the athletes.
We hope UFC does well. We wish them well.
Because they're a fantastic brand.
Yep.
I mean, for fuck's sake, you can't think of UFC without thinking of Chuck Liddell, for fuck's sake. You can't think without Tito Ortiz, Ken Shamrock.
Oh God, what's his face? George St. Pierre.
George St. Pierre absolutely is a huge one. Anderson Silva. Yeah, absolutely, Anderson Silva. Recent times, Conor McGregor just for his mouth alone. Khabib Nurmagomedov, who's a fucking
his ultimate rival.
Yes, a beast.
Freaking
Mr. My balls is hot. Mr. the Black
Derek Lewis.
Derek Lewis.
And of course, being the home of one of the greatest MMA fighters of all time.
Ken Shamrock.
And Dan the Beast Severn, dude.
Dan the Beast Severn.
Well, him too.
Yeah, fucking Severn.
And Roy, I always like Roy Gracie. He gets a lot of flack nowadays, but I always like Roy Gracie.
He's also good. Forrest is also fucking fantastic, and my God.
So is Randy Couture.
Randy's also.
Yeah, we'll make a quick debate. Quick vote. Who was the better Shamrock, Ken or Frank? I say Frank.
I know nothing about Frank, so I have to say Ken.
I'll also have to agree with you. I know nothing of Frank.
Frank Shamrock. Okay, so Ken for you. What about you, Mike? I feel like you and I we're probably just gonna say Frank, right?
Oh, you mean Ken?
Oh, wow. I really?
James.
I don't know. I always thought Frank was the better MMA fighter, and the only reason I say that is because
MMA fighter, but Ken Shamrock wasn't a fucking MMA fighter for what Frank's doing. Fucking Ken, nightmare to face one-on-one.
He's a nightmare. Yes, absolutely. I'm not denying that. But as far as he's a fighter who doesn't use his strategy fully.
No, not at all.
One of the most technical fighters I've ever seen was Frank Shamrock.
That's correct as well. It wouldn't be Frank.
I said one of the. I'm not saying the, but he's definitely one of the most I've ever seen.
Well, when it comes to being more tactical, I mean, fucking Ken was wearing shoes.
I mean,
then again, Ken wasn't ever really much of a kicker. I don't think.
No, he was a grappler. We're talking about a submissions expert, and that's why I more enjoy a Ken Shamrock bout than a Frank Shamrock bout.
Which is fair enough.
Because Ken's entire fucking game was to get you on the ground and tap you out or beat you into the floor. It wasn't about throwing crazy kicks or trying to go for the knockouts. It was, I'm going to get you on the ground and I'm going to make you cry like a little bitch in 10 seconds.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm going to fucking...
Fantasy booking. Ken Shamrock versus Mirko Cro Cop. Who wins?
Mirko,
absolutely.
Come
destroy him. It's not going to be fucking close.
Mirko is...
Absolutely murder him in the middle of the ring.
I can understand if you said Mirko versus Antonio Minotauro Nogueira.
Yeah, right.
Because that's a more even fight, because fucking Nogueira doesn't take shit and will never take shit. Because he is a fucking nightmare in the octagon to face one-on-one.
Yes.
And I say that with the most respect ever, because of the fact that he's fucking incredible.
I feel like the only person that would really truly stand a chance against him in his prime would probably be somebody from Pride. Honestly.
Because Pride is fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
Okay, Nikos, what do you know about Pride?
Very little, I'm afraid.
Okay.
Two words. Fedor Emelianenko, motherfucker.
That's 3 words.
Josh Barnett.
No, that's 2. Believe it or not, it's 2. It sounds like 3, but it's 2.
I'll put this like this. So UFC fights are usually what 3 minute interview intervals with 3 rounds.
Mm-hmm.
Pride
5-minute intervals, 3 rounds, isn't it?
No, it's 3 minutes. 3 minutes and then 5 championship title.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Yes, it's 3-3, then 3-5. It's 5-5. 3-3, 5-5. That's how it's always gone. With Pride, your opening round is 10 fucking minutes.
Yep.
And do they get shorter as the fight goes on?
And then it will go to regular style rules. It will eventually drop, so that way it's a little bit more manageable.
Yeah.
It's crazy shit.
Damn, 10 minutes.
10 fucking minutes.
Dude, we're talking about the same company where Quentin Rampage Jackson got his start in.
Oh, yeah. Pride is no fucking joke. We're talking about Fry, Bob Sapp. We're talking about some of the greatest heavyweights in fucking history.
Yeah. Fedor Emelianenko included in that list. He was like the main star of Pride.
It was fantastic.
Yeah.
No one will ever deny that Fedor is fucking great.
Yeah.
But is he Don Fry great?
No, hell no. Don Fry's the GOAT, dude.
Don Fry is Mike Hagar if he was just a little bit shorter.
Who was the freaking... Oh, who was that weird... Who's the dude that literally looked like he was gonna pop if you put a pin in him? The freaking big black guy, like, that was roided beyond belief.
Bob Sapp actually isn't roided.
He's not roided? It looked like he was.
Bob Sapp in an interview, somebody asked him the question, yeah, by the way, have you ever taken steroids? He goes, no, I was born this way.
I came born muscular?
I came out the womb like this. Let me tell you what happened, okay?
I came out the womb ready to fuck some people up.
No, he literally says it like this, and it's my favorite fucking quote from him ever. He goes, yeah. When I came out the womb, I already had my gloves on. I already had like 10 years of training. I was ready.
Is this man Irish by any chance?
No,
no, he's black.
Sapp is fucking black.
Yeah.
Well,
now hold on. Now, I'd love to talk about MMA all day long, but I don't want to be short on time here. And we got another topic that we wanted to talk about. However, there was a thing that Mike said.
Let me say it, please. I fucking wrote it. I have.
Okay, you say it, and then I have a rebuttal.
Do it.
Step right up, ladies and gentlemen. The Major League Baseball has come back. You heard it. The MLS has returned. Oh, I know I didn't say MLB because it's the Major League Steroids.
Yeah. That. Yay! I mean, you know what? You remember, Mike, when you said, when I covered Keemstar, one of the main podcasts, you can use the fuck this topic. Well, I'm using that card today. Fuck this topic. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a small commercial break. We'll come right back after these commercial messages.
Bastard! You're supposed to save those. It's never supposed to be used.
Hey, I saved it, and I said I'd hold you to it, and we're doing it. So, ladies and gentlemen, you guys...
I'll get a fuck this topic.
Yes. Yeah, no, everybody gets a fuck this topic.
One fuck this topic.
Now,
per year.
Now, with that being said, if you guys like the podcast so far, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you leave a comment down below. Let us know what you think about today's episode. You can leave a comment down below or in the live chat. Let us know what you think about everything that we've talked about so far. Make sure you share on Facebook, Twitter, and God knows where else on social media. Make sure you favorite this video, and make sure you just share with your family and friends that we're on here. And if you want to hear a bunch of people be memes, we'll be right back after these commercial messages. Take it away, shameless plugging.
Shameless
plugging.
But then he ended up joining WCW and the Alliance. Because when people think WCW, they think of the guy that basically helped WWF win the war, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Eric Bischoff, Uncle Bischoff, doesn't like his nephew Eugene. And we got Coach in Ohio, sporting Michigan colored you. Fucker. That pissed me off.
Don't even get me started on Tony Storm crying. Oh, she cried. And the glass shatters. He opens the door. And off we go. Brawl ensues. They go all the way towards the Dipping Dots section where Cody dumps his Jericho's head in the Dipping Dots.
That was my favorite part. Next was Best Friends getting interviewed. And
somewhere Jim Cornette had a conniption fit.
I got a ticket! I got a ticket!
Get out of here!
You don't mess
Get
with
out of
me.
here!
I have a ticket!
And literally, security and the police escort the Nightmare family off the premises.
MJF says, how you looking now, midlife, Chris?
To get by, cause I keep ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me just let me That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me.
A table from hell with the Psycho Asylum. An Iron Man match of factorial proportions. Man.
In this fight, I will melt you down to slag.
Versus machine.
I calculate a 0.85% chance that you will win in your current condition.
Full Metal Mayhem. Calling Horizon.
When you throw me into the wolves, I will return leading the pack.
Vera McGarden.
And I'll do anything to be the warrior on top.
For the Athena title. Best friends turned bitter rivals. Johnny Starr.
Don't get in the way of the star or you'll get burned.
James, the Archangel.
I'm the real star of this brand.
For the international title. The Outsider, Mark Young. The Executioner, Michael X. For the WYW World Heavyweight title. 2 out of 3 fall.
Inside.
In a hell in a cell. WYW Immortal. Now available on YouTube.
And we're back. And I've changed locations because
That was stupid, wasn't it?
And it's it's late night. It's late night, so I can't really be too loud in my room. But that's why I changed locations. Now I can be a little bit louder here. So there you go.
This is real fella hours right here.
I thought you were gonna say. So when is the point where James decides to put on the makeup and go, "Are you the real Batman?"
No.
Doesn't it look like that though? Look at the background and everything. He looks like he's about to hang a fucking news reporter upside down, just for the walls.
Oh my god. Mike, right.
What, my shadow?
No, specifically your background. It's a solid white wall.
That's all I got. That's literally all I got, guys.
This is when you're becoming nostalgia critic, you fuck.
Oh, so you mean
actually, I'm more of I don't run a shit company that has degraded women.
Oh, he went for the deep cut. What are you gonna do about it, Doug Walker? Absolutely nothing, because you're a fucking hack of a fucking YouTuber. Not fair.
You're a fucking cunt, bitch.
I hope somebody goes, "How dare you?" And it's like, dude,
whatever.
He does clipless reviews because he thinks he's fucking funny.
Yeah, exactly.
You used to be funny, and then I realized that your humor sucks sometimes.
Oh, no, your humor
sometimes.
The misery.
You mean most times?
Depends if I had a drink in me or not.
Well, anyway, let's talk about the next topic, which is Final Fantasy VII Part 2 and what we can expect.
So, okay, here's what we're gonna. It's gonna be Disc 2. We're leaving Midgar. Yeah. We're going to Nibelheim. We're going to be doing all the stuff that's obvious. But the question is going to be, what the fuck is going on with the timeline?
Hey, remember when content creators were angry at the end of Final Fantasy Part 1, even though it wasn't the true end to the game, and now Final Fantasy Part 2 came out, and now it's probably the true end of that game? But hey, that's none of my business.
It's not out.
Dude, it's not even out. It's probably going to be at least another few years before we get Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2.
Unless they've been using that fucking...
Well, yeah, I'm saying they're coming out with it. But my point is, remember when everybody was saying, oh, the Final Fantasy 1 was a bad ending, what the fuck? And then Part 2 is about to come out now?
It's like, okay, I want to say this to the fan base that does love and care about this franchise and just wants to see it do what it's right. Guys, they only did Part 1 of the fucking game.
Yeah.
This game is huge.
I would not be surprised if this goes all the way up to 5 parts.
I mean, honestly, I'm surprised that they got all the way out of Midgar. Because, like, in the original game, every 2 hours, you were in a brand new fucking location.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You would see
I think Disc 1 ended after the failed attempt to cast Holy?
No, the end of disc 1 is they get to Nibelheim, if I remember correctly. That's as soon.
the battle of Cloud and Sephiroth, and this is when they got booted out of Midgard, and now they're just entering Nibelheim.
Now, this game is doing some interesting stuff, and I like that, Aerith knows what's going on, and so does Sephiroth. They absolutely know what's happening. But Cloud doesn't, and neither does anybody else. So that begs the question, are we looking at a remake or a complete alternate fucking thing?
Right, an alternate ending.
Well, probably a whole different type of ending, or
I wouldn't say it's a remake so much as a retelling with modern technology and engines. Honestly, there's very specific story beats with Final Fantasy VII that absolutely have to be hit
every single time.
Yes.
You need Cloud to meet Tifa and have the conversation that needs to take place.
Yeah.
You need Cloud to have his encounter with Sephiroth the first time. And they did it in such a beautiful fucking way that I'm like, how are they going to make it better? And then they literally did.
Yep.
And it's impressive.
But we're talking about a company. The worst game by Square, to my knowledge, is besides the franchise that they obviously have, we got this from another company. It's not really our IP that we manage. And I know somebody's going to say Lara Croft, and I'm like, yeah, that's fair. The newest Lara Croft game isn't the best, but it's not their IP to begin with. No, the worst IP game that Square has ever come out with is Bouncer, and even then, I actually fucking enjoy that game a lot.
The Bouncer.
Because of that intro. It's fucking, and the music is so goddamn cool. Plus, one of the characters' names is heavy metal as fuck. Volt Kruger.
That is the basis for an 80s metal band.
Sounds like a basis.
That sounds like Painkiller shit.
Yeah, it's amazing, and he's a professional wrestler, which is even more fun.
What were you saying, Nikos?
I said it sounds like a basis for Rammstein.
Oh yeah,
true.
Facts.
But I know if I know Square as much as I do because they are so good at how they deal with content when it comes to their massive fucking IPs. Casey, you firsthand experience because you play FF14.
Yep.
They know what the fuck they're doing. They're not going to fuck around when it comes to making money.
Mike, you mentioned polishing turds in Indy Force Extra 2. That is exactly what Square is experts at.
Taking a game that would look relatively choppy if it was done by any other professional house.
And polishing the fuck out of it until you get the most incredible shine possible.
Exactly.
Maybe we should have gotten Square Enix on the AEW video game then.
Let's see, you have NetherRealm, you also have some serious polish.
Yeah.
NetherRealm wants to refine their game because they know that it's an IP that they can make a fuck ton of money off of.
Right.
Name the last bad Mortal Kombat game that isn't Armageddon, Deadly Alliance, and Deception.
And even Deadly Alliance wasn't that bad.
No, Deadly Alliance wasn't bad.
Armageddon wasn't even that terrible. It just...
Oh, boy. James?
Janky. The story was janky as fuck. But, I mean, the gameplay was alright. It's alright. It wasn't the best, but it was alright.
James, can we be honest for just a second?
Go.
Do you remember the fucking fatality system in Armageddon?
No, that was fucking dreadful.
The major reason why you play, let's be honest, the major reason why you play a Mortal Kombat game is because of the fatalities.
Yeah, right.
All the fatalities in the game were custom fatalities, and it's like, oh, cool. Do I get to make my own style of fatality through different button combinations? Oh yeah, but everybody does the same fucking thing. And there's no individualism, and there was just no way to put all the fatalities in. And it's like, wow, this is just a shit man's version of Mortal Kombat Trilogy.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Right. We're not talking about Mortal Kombat. We're trying to talk Final Fantasy. I just brought it up because it was a meme.
But hey, so Final Fantasy VII Part 2, probably Nibelheim. We're going to be meeting Sid. I want to say that we're going to be meeting Sid in the second disc because we have to get.
I feel like either that or Wu-Tai will probably be their stopping point.
Yeah, probably Wu-Tai.
Honestly, if they're going to do this correct, we should be able to get Sid on the second thing because world travel is going to be really fucking important on the last disc.
Oh, stupidly important.
Yeah.
Like, James, you thought that the first fucking disc was huge?
No, this one's going to be better.
This one is going to dwarf that first disc.
I want you to put it in perspective. FF15, which you've seen, you've played a little bit of, and you know how it looks and you know the map size, is a big location, and it's about the size of a state. Final Fantasy VII is a fucking continent.
What kind of continent? Are we talking Australia?
Try Antarctica.
Try gigantic. Let's put it like this. It's not just one continent. The Final Fantasy game, specifically 7, takes place over 3 separate fucking continents. We'll let you settle.
Africa,
hold on.
Europe.
Let's let him fucking hold that for a couple seconds.
Yeah.
3 gigantic fucking continents.
Impossible.
So
not impossible. Done.
Probable.
Yeah, it got done.
3 continents. So that means in this game, I hope you know, because they brought the darts in, which is fucking hilarious to me that they brought that stupid mechanic in, which is hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be able to ride Chocobo. We're going to be able to snowboard. We're going to be able to do so much more shit, it's not even going to be funny. We haven't even seen the gambling system, the roulette.
I was going to say, we haven't even been to the gold saucer yet.
Exactly. James, FF7 is a fucking huge game. And not just because of the fact of, it's big because of what it represents as one of the greatest JRPGs ever made. Maybe the second if you're really like Chrono Trigger.
Right.
But the differentiation is, and I know Casey can agree with me on this, FF7 has one of the biggest fucking maps ever.
Going from part 1 to part 2, and I know I'm probably the only one in here that's going to get this, in terms of sheer size and scope, is going to be like going from Xenoblade Chronicles to fucking No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
No, Casey, that's absolutely fair. I would say it's a better fucking example of it is going from Dark Souls, because Dark Souls has a really big and rich and huge map for the first game that has interconnected locations and you're able to go from a lot of different spots, to No Man's Sky when it comes to size. Big, huge, open location where you're able to explore and understand what's going on and try to figure out how combat works and defeat a couple bosses and go from there, to holy fucking shit, it's free roam. I hope you know that, James, that the last disc is going to be free roam.
You are going to have the entirety of the Final Fantasy VII world at your fucking fingertips.
And you can't beat Sephiroth yet. That's the rule. Do not beat Sephiroth, or you are locked out of several side quests that are super fucking fun, including the one where Cloud gets touched by a bunch of guys in a tub. I'm not making that up.
That is a thing.
What?
That's a thing.
Cloud gets molested by a bunch of fucking mustache-wearing gigantic dudes in a fucking bathtub. Or at least it's implied.
This takes
How is that just implied?
They black out before anything is actually shown.
Yes.
I pulled that goddamn Sopranos.
Goddamn.
You just don't know how it's gonna...
And
yeah,
no, it's just FF7's huge. Like
that specifically takes place in Wall Market, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe so. I know that you're going to be getting what the fuck's the character's name? I just remember the design. It's
what do they look like?
Stay Puft Marshmallow Man with the fucking with the cat with a crown with the cape on him.
Kate Sith.
Yes, there it is. God, I don't know why that's the name I don't remember out of everybody in the cast. Now, James, what we haven't said is you're not going to be getting Vincent Valentine till way later. And Vincent, and Casey, you will agree with me, is one of the most important and fucking deadliest party member you are going to get in the game.
It's stupid how much you.
I don't know much about him. I don't know much about him. I've heard of him.
That's pretty much his entire gimmick. Let's be honest. But
he is the second most powerful member. He is the Vegeta of Final Fantasy VII. Well, not really the idea of he will constantly fight Cloud. He is just like Cloud in so many different ways. They share so much sorrow and pain together. They are like brothers in combat. But he is fucking stupidly powerful.
He can transform into one of many things. He can transform into a behemoth. He can transform into Rick Taylor from Splatterhouse. He can transform into what's his final transformation?
He literally becomes a mini. What's his name? Bahamut. He becomes a small Bahamut. He's just a giant demon. He's a gigantic fucking demon of himself. And his gimmick is guns.
Yeah.
Specifically, he has the highest critical rating of any character in the game. And each time he crits a monster, the crit potential gets fucking higher at each fight. We're talking about if you level up our boy here to his max 99 levels, he is so stupidly fucking powerful.
He can damn near one-shot Sephiroth.
No, he can damn near one-shot the goddamn weapons.
Put that in your fucking pipe and smoke it.
So basically, just he could shoot the weapon and done.
Pretty much, yeah.
It is a prompto shooting fucking mini thing where he takes the critical shot that does a shit ton of damage and can kill like any fucking mob in one shot. Except imagine that on bosses.
Jeez.
We're talking about
shoot your gun
and now
my gun.
and imagine that on super bosses.
And
Omega weapon, Ruby weapon, Sapphire weapon, Emerald weapon, Diamond fucking weapon.
Like, it cannot be understated how important FF7 is when it comes to where it is placed on the timeline of important shit.
And one of the most important gaming RPGs of all time, period.
Yes, absolutely.
One of the iconic fucking video game characters ever.
Yeah.
A character that not only with one of the best villains,
Sephiroth is the fucking man.
It is often said, and it's very, very true. Final Fantasy VII absolutely proves it. Your hero is only as good as your villain.
Yep.
Sephiroth is
best hero, best villain, absolutely.
And anybody who dares to stand against Sephiroth will find out exactly where they're placed on the scale.
James, you know what's crazy?
For Cloud. Because Cloud don't play that shit.
If you don't mind, I'm going to give an example of how good Sephiroth is as a final boss.
Yeah.
He's so good that he was a secret boss in Kingdom Hearts 2 and was the toughest fucking fight of the entire.
Yeah, I mean, I knew that, and the funny thing is, I remember my brother freaking out because he was a huge Kingdom Hearts fan, and he was also a huge Final Fantasy fan. So when he heard Sephiroth was in an unlockable boss fight, he was freaking out because he was like excited to do it. And then by like the third week, I heard this. God damn it! This white-haired piece of shit. Fuck him. God damn it.
Because that 1.5 frame fucking slash
is a one-hit kill.
It's a one-hit kill every single time. It is the best move in the game, and that's how tough your fight is going to be. You literally have to max out your character to face him on equal ground. I swear.
And even then, it's not equal ground.
No, it's not, because he can kill you in one fucking hit.
You have a cat. Pussy!
Again, and I'll finish this off so we can get into the next topic.
Yes.
But if you've never played Final Fantasy VII, or you're just hearing about it for the first time, and
play the remake.
Absolutely play the remake.
No. No, don't just play the remake. Go back to the original and see where everything changes. Learn the story beats. Figure out why everybody wanted a remake of the game. And you'll feel it. Because the game, narratively, is fucking fantastic. But it has problems, and they're fixing them. The game is looking better than it has ever been. It's one of the prettiest games on the PS4. And I swear to God, if somebody goes, well,
it might be the prettiest by the end of the year. It might be the prettiest. It might be the prettiest by the end of the year if the Ghost game doesn't beat it.
No,
Ghost of Tsushima. Well,
yeah,
the thing is, Ghost of Tsushima, yes, it looks nice with a wonderful environment, but Final Fantasy VII Remake is just an expansive environment where you can see almost to everything from either distance or from close range. It looks like a real place.
And
hell, it goes down all the way to the slums where it looks real.
Look at the food, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, the food detail's ridiculous.
Fucking detailed. And I know that you don't like doing the whole time travel thing, but I have a clip for you to grab if you don't mind.
Yeah.
And it's not even from the podcast. It's a piece of music.
Go.
And I don't. You know what? Actually,
I'll put it as the ending music. Fuck it.
Yeah. Promised Land. The first time that song plays in the game is when Cloud has an image of Sephiroth, and I am repeating myself in case if anybody forgot. Cloud goes into an alley after the destruction of the Mako reactor, and
the first Mako reactor.
Yes, the first Mako reactor, because he has to blow up, I believe, 3? Or is it 2?
I believe.
I want to say, I believe it might be 2.
I heard it was 3 or 5, but close enough.
You know, listen, it's the first disc. They can only do so much on the first one.
Yeah.
And as soon as it plays, you see almost one of the most important fucking moments in Cloud's life, the death of his mother. And you hear Promised Land play as soon as the nightmare of Sephiroth leaves him for the first time. And it plays, and it gives you that feeling. You're like, we're fucking talking about Advent Children too? Like, Advent Children's not a bad movie by any.
It's a very good movie. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
I did as well, and I know that some people didn't because of some reasons, and that's fine, and you can believe what you want. But Promised Land is one of the most important pieces of music, and because I know James well enough, do you remember the song that when the first time in Super Mario Brothers they talk about Nox Decius?
Yes, of course I do.
That is Promised Land. That is the song Cloud hears every time in his head, or at least that's what it's portrayed as.
Promised Land, the Nox Decius theme.
I believe so. If I remember correctly, when they first start talking about him, it's a entire song that is chorus, the first one, and in the remake they turned it into a beautiful orchestral piece that matches even more beautifully than the actual lyrics.
That's insane.
It is even better. This song is
that is a testament to the incredible composing work of Nobuo Uematsu and his team.
Because he's so fucking good. Like the music in that game, everything feels better.
Yep.
Hell, they even brought back the fucking Casey. What was the big complaint that I had with everybody that tried to redo Let Them Fight?
Oh God, what was it?
They didn't add the breathing.
Thank you.
What it did is when you hear that moment of actual clarity in a battle, and the fucking in-game music has it. Such a stupid fucking detail, and it has it, and it doesn't need it, but it has it, and that's important. That's the level of detail Square Enix is willing to do. That's how good this company is. And
we could talk about this all day long, but I feel like if we do, we're going to spend hours again on
ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't heard it, we will either we'll put it in the description or you can probably find it on your own. I would recommend.
Well, actually, put it in the end credits. The freaking Promised Land will be in the end credits.
And I will,
or at least a cover of it, just to avoid copyright. But that being said, let's talk
I
about.
don't think they're copyrighting the music. From what I remember, they haven't gotten on anybody's ass about that.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. I'm not taking chances anyway. But let's talk about. What is it called again? WR3D. What is it called? I forget already.
So, Revolution 3D was a is a
Wait,
game.
say that again. You cut out.
Wrestling Revolution 3D.
Wrestling Revolution 3D. Right.
Yes, it was a game chosen by Martin for us to talk about. I know that you guys haven't had the chance to play, but I, good sir, have been playing it for the past couple weeks.
Mm-hmm.
To give my full opinion on it, because I know he's probably wanted me to talk about this for a while now.
Yeah.
And I'll say this, when it comes to as a creation tool for somebody to make a CAW league, it's very impressive. You can edit the entire roster. You can do whatever you want with it. But my problem came in when I was playing it. I got to a point where I'm like, I'm not having fun with the biggest part of the game. And
which is the gameplay, right?
Play. And I'm not even going to blame the creator. I'm not going to. It's not for me. And to each their own, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, to each their own. But for me personally, I wasn't enjoying my time as much as I wanted to.
You told me it was very janky when you played it.
It's not even the jank. The jank is always going to be there because there isn't an actual 3D engine that's running these moves properly. It isn't put in an engine that can deal with the amount of stuff that he wants to do. And there's a lot of clashing of moves. Like, you'll see suplexes go into pile drivers, and it's like, that looks weird. That looks really awkward, and I don't know why.
That's weird. That's weird.
That's a little awkward, and I don't know why.
I mean, you can do it. You can do it if you do a regular suplex into picking him up into the Steiner pile driver or whatever the hell.
No,
but that's the only way I can see that happening.
It goes into like a regular seated pile driver, and I'm like, okay. Anyway,
I mean, I guess it's not impossible, but it would require a little bit more setup than I would assume. Oh, suplex into pile driver.
Now, you can do some crazy stuff in matches. You can absolutely have a Japanese death match if you want. You can have a sumo-style match if you want, where you remove the ropes and you win by fucking knocking your opponent out of the ring. There's so much stuff that you get to do. But the problem is, I don't feel the reason why I should.
Right.
Why am I doing all this stuff in an engine that I don't find that fun? And again, Martin enjoys the game. Congratulations, you enjoy it. And I'm glad that you enjoy the game, and I'm glad you're making a CAW league, and I'm glad that you're having fun with it as much as you are. But for me, it was a fucking nightmare to run in on at the beginning.
Yeah.
The thing was a nightmare to run properly. I swear to God that this fucking game crashed more on me than I've ever had with any other goddamn game.
More than WWE 2K20?
Okay, well, it didn't brick my computer. Let's fucking put that out there first. But when I'm talking about having an issue, I mean just a genuine problem of I would load a match, I would get into a match, I would start playing the match would end, and the computer would freeze. And I went, okay, maybe it's the RAM card. So I went with Lillian. We went to a Staples. I picked up a new RAM card for her computer. I tested it out again. Still the same fucking problem. I'm like, okay, maybe it's just she needs a new graphics card in here. Purchased a brand new graphics card. Put it in there. Was running fine. The second time I try to get into a match again, same fucking thing. And I'm like, how? The GPU on here is fantastic. Everything's running optimal. How I even run the game without fucking shadows just to make sure that it isn't that. And then I turn and find out what it is. The copy that I purchased, I want it to be known, the copy that I did purchase from the Matt Dickey website to fucking actually play, had a problem.
Which is?
It was corrupted day one.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
So not only did it not run properly, and I'm like, why the fuck is this not working? I'm like, maybe it's this, maybe it's this, maybe it's this. No, it's none of those things. It's the fact that it was corrupted from day one, and I'm like, oh, that would have been nice to know.
Instead of spending money on a fucking graphics card you didn't need.
A graphics card, a new RAM card. I even fucking scrubbed the GPU. I went through the goddamn I went through
lots of wasted time to find out that the game was fucking
I wasted about 4 days of my life trying to get past a single fucking match in this game. And I'm like, I don't know how anybody can run this properly. Am I just crazy? Am I just not a PC gamer? How come I can get Crysis to run?
Well, I mean, I can answer that question for you. No. And I mean, you can even admit that.
I can get Crysis to run at an optimal fucking 30 frames per second without dipping under 30. I can get that fucking game to run at an optimal rate. But this fucking 3D polygon PlayStation 2 style game, or PlayStation 1 style game, let me be honest, it just doesn't want to work. And I'm like, hon, I don't know what to do.
At that point, you should just... At that point, after the second day, you know me, I would have just been like, fuck this, I'm done. I'm not even...
At this point, you should have just... Delete!
You know what's bad, James? When I'm calling Thomas and asking...
You called Tom?
I had to call Tom, and I went, Tom, I'm having some technical problems. He goes, oh, I'm glad you called.
And he found out it was corrupted, right?
I go, Tom, I hate to call you about this. He goes, what's going on? I'm like, okay, so I'm trying to run a game on Lillian's computer, but it's having fucking issues. And he goes, what type of issues are there? I'm like, it's relatively standard stuff. I'm running Wrestling Revolution 3D on here, trying to make it run optimal. Trying to get it to not dip. Trying to get it not to dip below 5 fucking frames a second. That was my goal.
I assume he's the one that found that problem out. That it was corrupted.
Each time I went, Tom, what the hell am I going to do? I have tried this thing. I have cleaned and repaired most of this busted-ass computer to make this goddamn fucking game run properly. And I don't know what I'm doing wrong. And he goes, you know what? Do you have Skype? I go, yeah, why? He goes, screen share with me. We're going to take a look at this thing together. And I'm like, thank you, Tom. I'm glad that we're finally going to have this fucking discussion. It turns out, thanks to Tom, oh yeah, the game's just corrupted right at the...
That's insane.
You want to know how we figured that one out? I tried to send him a copy.
And it was corrupted.
I sent him my email and everything else so that way he could download the game. And he went, yeah, it's nothing with you. It's literally the game. And I'm like, that's usually not the first thing I was going to check anyway. Because almost every single time I've ever used a game on her fucking PC, it never has a problem.
You've never had a problem with any other Matt Dickey game either.
No, this is the only one. Encore worked fine. 30 frames per second lock, and I went, awesome. I ran the 2D games. They were fine. I tried fucking Hard Time, all this other stuff, and everything was locked at 30 frames per second.
Hell, maybe I should try it on my desktop. Maybe it's just something to do with, I don't know. Maybe something like that.
I don't even know how to cover this properly. I made notes. I'm like, there's a lot of creative stuff. There's so many moves, but it ruined my fucking experience. And I hate to be that guy to go, Martin, don't fucking work with this. And it's like, if you can make it work, go right ahead. But for me personally...
Yeah, I mean, if your file isn't corrupted, by all means, bro.
It pissed me right the fuck off. I'm like, it has so much good creation tools, and you're able to do so much. You could probably put around... maybe 200 plus superstars in this game, not including including every brand that you can make, including referees and owners.
Yeah.
There's a lot to put in here. But the problem comes in if I can't play the fucking game.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
It's like, okay, so that's going to be the end of my piece. Maybe I'll be able to get it to run. I'll let you know sometime in the future. But for right now, I have no fucking idea why this thing just doesn't want me to play it. Like, I can play a singular match, and then it goes, yeah, singular match will literally go to 45 frames per second as soon as the match begins. And I'm like, that's fucking weird. And I haven't modded it. I want to put that in perspective. I've not modded this game. This is unmodded. This is exactly how I purchased it. I fucking bought a Visa card just to purchase this. And I'm like, cool, I got it on sale. Thanks. No way. It just didn't give a shit.
Of course not. Shocking.
Yeah.
Well, Matt
Dick, if you get a hold of this, I'll probably ask you a question on Twitter at some point because I have you under my followings. Send me a new copy, brother. I would love to review this a little bit more in depth and be able to put my time in and give it its proper review, but it's physically impossible. If the fucking game... I feel like I'm talking about Apple again. I feel like I'm talking about the fucking Apple iOS again, where I'm sitting there going, it doesn't help when the fucking computer doesn't work. Hey, thank you for my brand new Mac. Also, thank you for giving me a piece of fucking shit that doesn't want to work 98% of the time. If I have to see that goddamn beach ball again, I will straight up make an alligator fuck a beach ball.
Rule 34, bitches.
Actually, is there a number for that? Yeah, probably.
Yeah, that's Rule 34.
Somebody's
Besides that, let's move on.
To a rather brighter note.
To our fan question.
Well, actually, no, you're missing a thing. We have another topic prior to that. WYW, because some people have been asking.
What the fuck are these assholes planning for the show?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well, let's cut the bullshit right in half, and let's get straight down to the point. We are waiting our time till we can all get together and record episodes. That's the major problem right now. It's not the fact that, oh, well, you could probably just take the console from James and the HDA PVR box and start recording. That's not how this usually works. It's way easier to have the four of us in a room if we're like, I need to take a break.
3 or 4 of us.
Yeah, there's usually 4 of us all together. Casey is almost every single time that we've had to record, Casey was there.
Yeah.
In one shape or another. He's like an amoeba. He likes to change shape sometimes. It's all the mail he delivers. He likes changing shape. Sometimes it's a long box, sometimes it's a big square box, sometimes it's a tiny little rinky-dink box that was made in China.
And sometimes I'm just a flat piece of paper.
Sometimes I'm bread. But yeah, what we're attempting to do is so here's what we're actually planning. We're going to be giving you a 32-week schedule of content, and I know a lot of people are going
52 weeks.
52 weeks of nonstop content, and that's not including just a show. That's including 2 because we're going to be doing house shows as well.
Yep.
Which is 124 shows altogether.
Which in total, each episode's going to be about 5 to 6 matches each. So that way you're not overblown with content, and it's a good solid number, and you're able to get more out of it.
And then plus 12 mega events on top of that is 136 as well.
Yeah, and so let's start with the easy questions that I actually have up here on my phone.
Go.
Number 1, what are some of the names of the pay-per-views that you are going to be happening to doing, as well as what is going to be the longest pay-per-view based upon time alone?
Well, definitely I'll answer the second part first.
Immortal 2.
Immortal 2 is going to be the longest. It's going to be split up into 2 days.
And it might take
we have to rearrange the card now because we decided that late, but it is going to be split into 2 days, so that way we don't have to try to, freaking rush everything and then try to reach a certain point. We're just going to do it in 2 separate days to make it easier.
The Wrestle Kingdom idea.
Yeah.
I think that this will work.
Yes.
The better way of doing it so that way you're able to showcase every single thing that you want and the fans not sitting there.
And so that you're able to give proper time to everything that needs it.
Yes, and proper build as well.
So the one thing that we do have to say is, how long is this going to be? Well, we've done some calculations of what could possibly happen, and here's what we get to. It will be between 8 hours, like the original Immortal was, maybe fucking 12.
It may be 10 or 12. And that's combined with the 2 days. So you're getting either 4 hours each, 5 hours each, or 6 hours each between a 2-day period.
Or some combination of the 2. Or the 3, I should say.
We are shooting 4.
We are shooting 4 hours each.
We are shooting, but let's give the example. The original Immortal was supposed to be 5 hours, and then we went, fuck. If we cut anything, it literally undermines the entire show, and we're fucked.
As I said, if you could justify the quantity with quality, then do it.
It doesn't really matter how long the show is, but it's a lot easier for people to take in if it's in smaller chunks.
Yes, which is also another thing we're going to talk about, obviously.
Yes. On top of the fact that with the Immortal card, we're going to be doing pre-shows.
Pre-shows for Immortal and pre-shows for another mega event as well, yes.
Yes. I don't know if we can go into the names.
Yes, we can go into the names. I'm fine with that because we need to at least get them hyped somehow.
Why don't we just give the big
Well, you've already told them about Maximum Mayhem.
I believe
he name dropped it at the end of the original Immortal review that we did.
I say we just go on and
Should we tell them our big four? Should we tell them our big four?
I think just tell all 12, because I don't think we have a big one. Honestly, that like one of the only big one that people are going to be like, oh shit, is like one of the big four, because they're going to recognize the name immediately. So I say we just reveal all 12. So
the gimmick, because each pay-per-view is at least going to have some format of a gimmick. So
that
not
way, like to the point where it overruns the show and just cheap.
It's gonna be an accessory, not a crutch.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So, James, go right ahead, good sir. Let's start with the first one, Maximum Mayhem.
Maximum Mayhem.
The first one is going to be what we're going to call Mardi Gras themed, because of the fact I think it gives it a characteristic, and it's like, you know what? That's a fun-looking fucking set design.
Yeah, we're not going to reveal the sets, but that is Maximum Mayhem is the first one when we come back. That's the first mega event. The second mega event is going to be Bad Blood, which that is a pay-per-view people know about. I'm sure they recognize the name right off the bat. Yes, it's totally WWE, and as we said, we will be giving credit to them, obviously.
Yeah.
Even though I don't think they've used the name in forever, but I digress. We're going to just do it to be on the safe side.
Yeah, and this is where the tagline comes in. If you want blood, you got it.
Yes. This is probably going to be one of the most brutal.
This is going to be Mike's baby.
Yeah.
So much blood that the ring mat will never change color.
Yep. The next pay-per-view or mega event would be Pre-Illusion, which is basically going to be kind of like our Money in the Bank-esque theme pay-per-view, but with also a twist. So it's not like the main point, but basically every pay-per-view is going to be treated as Pre-Illusion speaking, like 2011 Chicago Money in the Bank.
Which is good, because 2011 Chicago Money in the Bank was fantastic.
It was great.
Yep. Next.
The next one is another return of a pay-per-view, the Great American Bash in July, as it should be.
And just judging by that name alone, I think some of you might be able to guess what's going to happen there.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Maybe some.
Even Spielberg going to appear?
If he actually appeared...
Wait, Hulk Hogan and Mr. America are going to be in the same place at the same time?
What?
It's unholy. No, but Great American Bash is going to be a what we're going to call our tribute, not just to the troops, but our tribute as well to the men and
all of America.
Yeah. To our men and
and then may I be the one to reveal the what we're calling our Big Four counterparts?
Yes, go.
All right. So after Great American Bash, we will be working towards our equivalent of SummerSlam. No DQ fans from a long time ago might recognize this name. Box Office Smash.
Yep. Will be in August. That's
going to be in August. Absolutely. That's definitely dead set in August. Just like SummerSlam is, that's going to be in August. Absolutely.
The reason why the name and why we picked the month of August is the fact that I know what a lot of people are saying.
Blockbusters, baby. That's when blockbusters come out, right?
Blockbuster cycle. That is usually the end of all the big, expensive summer movies is in August.
Right.
And it's like, that makes the most sense to do it because it has more of a function.
Yep.
So, Box Office Smash, get ready to see some fucking nonsense because we got some shit playing.
Absolutely. It's freaking crazy.
Ass shits.
Yes, absolutely.
And if the king is singing, and if the king is saying it's crazy, you really don't want to miss it.
Our UK right after that, our UK-based pay-per-view, Rebellion. Yes, another WWE name, but also now TNA name. So now we got to give them credit because WWE let the trademark lapse, so it's kind of all fucked up and all that shit because Anthem owns it now. I don't know, but Rebellion is coming back.
Rebellion for us will be a UK pay-per-view. We want to bring that tradition back of, hey, you know what? Why don't we go across the pond and say hello to our friends from our friends of the New England, the old England, meaning the New England.
Yeah,
England.
It'll be fun. It'll be fun.
The new old England.
It'll be good shit.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
The next one after that is another NoDQ title, Title Haunt, which is our Halloween-based pay-per-view. Pretty simple.
Was originally
creative costumes.
Was originally going to be Halloween Havoc, but
with them we realized, you know what? Let's
stay away from WCW style pay-per-views.
Yeah.
At least
although you will be happy to know that it is in the style of the Halloween Havoc logo. Jeff Meacham, if he's watching this, will know exactly what I'm talking about because I already showed the logo to him. That being said, next after that
is our equivalent to Survivor Series. We're calling it Guilty as Charged.
Yep, we've mixed our version of Survivor Series with instead of going Survivor Series nowadays, we want Survivor Series in 02.
So fun.
So take that how you will. Make of that what you will.
Yes.
And let's move on.
Next is Gold Rush. Yes, Gold Rush is returning. That's going to be a staple. We decided
Gold
that
Rush is going to be our King of the Ring style pay-per-view.
Yeah, absolutely.
We wanted to bring the importance of that pay-per-view back to its stellar conclusion because of the fact that King of the Ring was one of the fucking funnest things to see.
Yeah.
And some of the people that were able to win it are some of the most gifted fucking athletes in the world.
Dude, Owen Hart.
Oh yeah, William Regal.
Yeah, I mean, come on, dude.
Terror, my dude.
Yeah,
that's another thing is that this event was such a success for us. It really is what made us. The Gold Rush tournament is what made us. So we needed to bring this back. It had to be a staple. We originally didn't want to do tournaments ever again, but we realized because of the success, we're going to have to do it. It definitely will never. Nothing's ever going to top the original, but we do want to at least do something different than what we did with the original.
To pay homage, if you will.
It is not going to be a 32-man tournament again.
We're cutting. I believe we're cutting it down to 8.
No, I think we cut it down to 16.
Yeah, we cut it.
I was going to suspect 16. That seems like a reasonable number because 32.
32 is a whole different thing because we wanted to introduce new characters, and we figured that was just the best way to do it. So that was the difference there.
Yeah. So after Gold Rush, we come to the last of our big 4 pay-per-views that we have, mega events, I should say, that we have not revealed yet. Get ready for our equivalent of the Royal Rumble. We're calling this one. I don't know if this came from NoDQ or not. Reckless motherfucking Warzone.
And yes, it did come from NoDQ. The only difference is I changed the WR to just an R because it fit with the knuckle design on the logo. So it's Reckless Warzone starting with
we need to talk about the gimmick of the match.
No, that has to be we're saving that. We're saving that. We have to save that. That is a demon child. That's demon spawn I fucking summoned. We cannot reveal what that is. No fucking way. Not on here.
Off the record.
Off the record. It is going to be a nut. It's going to be a nutter. That's all I'll say about it.
Off the record, then, you will never see a fucking Royal Rumble like this.
No, ever. No. That being said, next up.
The go home mega event for Immortal.
Yes, is Death Before Dishonor. So yes, if you recognize that name, that is a Ring of Honor style pay-per-view. That's all credit to them. But I love the name, and I think that's perfect before you get into Immortal. Then you get to Immortal 2, and that's the whole lineup of mega events.
Yes,
pretty simple. We kind of already talked about Immortal 2, so that was already self-explanatory.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the second bit here.
Before we get to the second bit, there's other stuff I wanted to talk about WYW related for people that are wondering what we're doing. On the channel, and on this very channel as well, there's going to be 2 different things. So on this channel is behind the scenes, I'm pretty sure, because I figured that would actually probably work better. The main matches, so every match from the Gold Rush tournament that has ever aired is going to be released one by one by one. There's going to be a 5-minute documentary, by one of the quote-unquote commentators, which would either be myself or Mike or Casey, one of the two, in character of the commentator, talking about the match in the kayfabe sense in that story. Then it's going to go straight to the match, and then, blah, 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 and then, shows the end screen, subscribe, blah, blah, blah. That's how that's going to be formatted. That's going to be released in 2021. I already said that already because of this whole COVID thing, that's what we're going to do to make up for people that were expecting it in 2021.
And we do want to apologize the fact that we did have to take a year to do. Listen, we have a lot of shit that we have to do.
Yeah,
and we're not making it an excuse. I promise that. We're not sitting there going, we have a lot of shit, so just give us time. No. We have a lot of shit that we want to cover and a lot of shit that we want to bring to you as the fans that are watching and enjoy the content and want to keep seeing this channel grow and grow and grow and become something that's even more impressive than any other CAW league has ever become.
Yes.
I promise that there will never be a CAW league that will ever get close to what we're going to be doing here.
Yeah, no way. Not for a long time anyway, not in the beginning. And I also want to point out that we do this because we need all the time we can get. And if we were to still do it in 2021, I know we would have rushed it, and it just wouldn't have been good. I don't want to put out quality. Don't want to put out content that is not quality. I've never been about that. None of us have ever been about that. We've always prided ourselves in putting out the best quality content.
It would physically piss us all off if we fucking delivered anything but superb.
Literally, even if you listen to the podcast, which it has no visual representation to it at all, if you listen to the audio alone, there's probably some of the most least viewed videos, and that doesn't even fucking matter. It's some of the best podcasting character development you will ever hear, period. Don't at me. That is why, every piece of content we make has quality to it. It has build to it, and we do not want to stray away from that. If we were to release it in 2021, with all this COVID shit going on, we would have been rushing it, and none of that would have come to fruition like it did in Gold Rush. I do not want to stray away from that under any circumstances.
Now, to let you folks know, we do have 3 months of stuff recorded.
Yes, it's all done. This is pre-COVID.
Everything up through, I believe, the last match of Pre-Illusion?
Yes. There's a few matches before Pre-Illusion, but even then, it's still 3 months of shit done.
Yeah.
It's 3 months of stuff done, and I know somebody's sitting there going, wait, you guys only got a quarter done before COVID-19 happened?
Yeah.
We will say this.
During.
Yeah, some of it was during. The reason why it took us so long to get stuff recorded and out there and get everything done was, listen, we built a fucking booking card. We made a card for every single damn week of stuff. Why? Because we want you to be able, as a audience member from home, to be able to follow what's going on week by week, or even follow it bi-weekly if needed.
Johnny originally started the booking card right as we were finishing up the Immortal arc, the Gold Rush arc. That's when we actually started writing the booking, and then we finished the booking. I think a week or a couple weeks after Immortal released, and then we started going ham on actually recording the footage, and then we have been doing even more work when it comes to writing, with dialogue writing for people that don't just go off the cuff, like, for example, like Casey could, or Mike could, or Sean could, or myself, or Nikos could. So, we're writing dialogue for certain characters or certain voice actors.
We've had some time off for that, so that way we can, because we wanted to start this podcast so we can get some more information out there when needed. That was the whole idea behind it to begin with.
Yeah, right. I just wanted to point that out there, that we are doing stuff. It's just a lot of stuff is delayed because of this shit, and we wanted to at least provide an update for people to understand, we're doing this stuff.
Help with that, not just recorded when it comes to, hey, we have matches recorded, and we don't just have single matches recorded, we don't just have tag team matches recorded and all the other shit that's going to be in there, but we have all the dialogue that needed to be written down.
Right.
For those 3 months, for that 3 month period of time.
Yeah, 100%.
And I know somebody's sitting there going, you're a CAW league. Nobody cares about dialogue.
You would be shocked.
Wouldn't you rather be able to hear a voice than...
There's a reason why we have over 1,000 1,700 views on Immortal. Actually, 1,800 now. Last time I checked and counting.
And I know somebody's sitting there going, "But the video's like about a year old. What does that matter?" It's like it's not even. Listen, it's not about gaining this fuck ton of views that we want. It's the fact that 1,000 people took the time out of their friggin' busy day to watch our channel and hopefully have a discussion about it somewhere later.
Right.
And if you want to do a review of WIW, go right ahead. Just ask us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Coming out there and going, oh, well, I'm going to fucking make the review. I'm never going to ask. It's like, yeah, then we have to friggin' we have to say something. Because like, if you want to talk about the show, talk about the show. I don't give a shit. But you can't just sit there and say, well, I'm going to talk about the show and never even ask them in the first place if I should.
No, I don't care if they do that. That's fine.
Well, okay, let me put it like this. I would rather know that you're doing a podcast, and that way we're able to see it.
I like to be caught off guard, to be honest. I want somebody to review it.
That's true. That's also true. But what I am trying to say is I would rather be able to see when that's going to come out, so that way I can be like, you know what, I'll see what happens. And we're able to be at least somewhat prepared for if there's criticism and stuff like that.
Right.
It's just an equal ground. We want to be able to be warned if it's like, I did find some problems. Okay, cool. What are the problems? Oh, well, it's this, and this. Oh, cool.
Okay. All right. So cool. Based on that, we can write next year's shows better.
Yeah, 100%.
Yes. Because we're not going to take your criticism and say, go fuck yourself. It's our show. You can eat a dick. No.
Yeah, exactly.
Never been like that channel. We will never be like that channel. We have never sat there and said, oh, you're doing a review? Can I give an example of this if you don't mind?
You can even tell us, kill yourselves. We'll just block you and remove you.
Yeah, we'll be done with that. No, we won't just. But listen, as we've said, any feedback is positive feedback, even if it happens to be negative.
Yeah, exactly.
Because we would rather know if you're not liking what's going on, so that way we can sit there and say, hey, how can we change this? How do we make this better? How do we make more people want to watch this? And it's not the fact that we're sitting there going, well, we're doing it because we really, really have nothing else to do. Honestly, we could be doing 1,000 different fucking things, but working on WIW right now.
And you want to know the sad part is, as everything's going on, by the time this COVID stuff ends, we probably are going to do 1,000 things by the time it's over. Because we got other series in the works right now, and podcasting series, and then we also have a Let's Play coming out, like Let's Play idea coming out. That's going to be releasing on this channel. And then on top of that is going to be, maybe there will be a CW show in between. We'll see how that goes. And then on top of that, well, is this.
And really quick so we don't forget, if you really do enjoy WIW and you really are interested in the channel, please let us know. Anything is helpful at this point for us to make it even better than what it is. Yeah, and absolutely. Any positive or negative reinforcement will always help.
Yeah, absolutely. With that being said, I think we've talked enough about our own show, but I know people work.
One last thing I do want to say is, if you're interested in CW leagues, we would also recommend you check out Triple Threat Promotions. Those guys work their asses off as well, and it would be a shame if we didn't take the guys that brought us in with open arms and really enjoyed the show as well, and went, holy fuck, you guys did an 8-hour show and it worked? Jesus fucking Christ, you're out of your mind. It would be a shame if we never even mentioned that to begin with.
Yeah, definitely check that out. Definitely.
Massive shout outs to Triple Threat Promotions. Go check them out. And
on both Discord and WordPress, links are in the description.
Yep.
Speaking of pay-per-view themes or mega event themes that we like or talk about, let's talk about our top 5 favorite pay-per-view look, location, arena, and matches. So
I couldn't really get this into a top 5 standpoint. I've been sitting there for a couple days trying to figure it out. But I know of one that I can fucking pull out that I'm like,
yeah, let's just name one, because doing a top 5 is so difficult, honestly.
Yeah.
Top 5 is not that hard, but for pay-per-views, it's one of those, I have to try to figure out between all this shit, what's my favorite 5. I can't even come up with fucking one. If I'm lucky.
So what's your one?
Yes, we'll start with one. Who would like to go first?
No, I said we could just stick with the number 1, like your all-time favorite, because I don't even think we have time to go over 5, to be honest.
No, I'm not saying that.
I'd rather just do 5. Or no, 1.
No, you're not getting what I'm trying to say. Who wants to go first is in who wants to say what their number 1 is.
Nikos, how about you?
One Night Stand 2005. God, I love that pay-per-view.
It's so fucking good.
Atmosphere was fucking great. Matches were great.
God
just
damn
simple
you
ambiance.
Piece of shit, you stole
Joey fucking Styles.
Really? Yeah.
I think honestly, Nikos, I think you stole all of ours.
Yeah, yeah.
It's the best pay-per-view.
It's the simple set. It's the simplest set, but it works for that ambiance of the crowd and the matches.
It's the fact
and the entire crowd of mutants singing along when the Sandman comes out. I can't say no.
Just to be different, I guess. So that way I'm like,
I know what I'm gonna pick. I know what I'm gonna pick instead. So go right ahead, James.
From my personal perspective, my favorite pay-per-view set, honestly, of all time, is a recent one. I gotta say, Double or Nothing from 2019.
Yeah,
actually, not 2019. I said Double or Nothing like an idiot. Full Gear from 2019. That's what I meant to say.
Okay.
No, that's fair.
That's a good looking set.
Awesome,
that's a good looking set.
I love that they mixed the LED boards with the stage sets that you just don't see the regular stage sets anymore. And I'm glad they brought that back and merged it with the LED sets. I fucking love that.
Fair. Casey.
Oh, not to mention the crowd was good and the matches were fucking stupendous.
Agreed.
Fair.
Agreed. Absolutely. I can't really give a top pay-per-view by look or even location or arena, but I can give you my top pay-per-view match. And I'm gonna sound like a total mark when I say this. Bite me. Kazuchika Okada, Kenny Omega 3 for the IWGP title. The seeing Kenny Omega finally be crowned IWGP champion.
Oh, the Dominion.
Yes, it was Dominion at Osaka-jo Hall.
That whole card is fucking great. You can't even say it was.
That would have been Dominion 2018 or 19?
I believe 18, because 19 AEW started.
Yeah, so Dominion 2018 at Osaka-jo Hall. Kenny Omega's ascendancy is finally completed. It's honestly such a great and cathartic moment that I can't say no.
It was fantastic, yeah.
Mike?
Fair enough.
Oh boy. God, those are really good fucking choices. Can I have a couple seconds to figure that one out now? Because my
time's up.
Actually, I do. No, I do have my answer.
Okay.
Heat Wave 98.
Yeah.
When the Dudley Boys really went too far.
The ECW pay-per-view, you always go with Heat Wave 98. Always.
Heat Wave 98 and Guilty as Charged as well is also fucking fantastic. But Heat Wave 98 is one of those spectacular fucking pay-per-views for one match.
Rob Van Dam and Sabu versus, what was it? Hayabusa.
No, I know what match he's talking about. We just talked about the main, one of the semi-main of Double or Nothing. You know the inspiration from it was Taz and Bam Bam Bigelow. I know exactly what he's talking about.
Not the match I'm picking.
Really?
No. You guys,
I would have been shocked.
You guys don't fucking know me then if you don't know what I'm going to pick here.
It's Jerry Lynn and Candido?
No, dumbass.
Okay.
Allow me. The best match on the card, the most impressive fucking match in the match that will continue, that goes all the way up to ECW One Night Stand 2005, one of the most iconic fucking matches.
Mike Awesome and Masato Tanaka.
Oh, damn it.
That is the fucking best match on the card. That fucking match is one of the best matches on the card for how much shit these two put each other through.
Yeah.
And don't even at me that when the first time that you saw Mike Awesome fucking nail Tanaka in the head with the chair shots, you weren't cringing. You weren't sitting there going,
totally cringing. Oh, my God, I was totally cringing.
I was cringing at the Dudley Boys, almost starting a riot.
Yeah, well, which is also good.
You taught my daughter how to suck dick.
But
Come on, you fat bald motherfucker!
The big important one, if you don't mind me putting it out there.
Yep.
It's the power bomb. Masato Tanaka gets Mike Awesome in the Awesome Bomb and power bombs him head fucking first through a goddamn table on the outside without crash mats.
With Shane Douglas audibly screaming, "Oh God!" on commentary as it happened.
Even Shane Douglas broke fucking character of how.
Fucking hell. Is he okay?
That was one of the most brutal fucking moments of the whole night.
Oh yeah.
I guess you have Bam Bam and fucking and
think about that because we had New Jack close the show.
Yeah,
that's saying a lot.
Yeah, I think it's one of my favorite pay-per-views for the simple fact of that match alone is enough to sell me.
But
and I've been following. That's fucking fantastic. I mean, yeah, you have a couple hiccups here and there because of like the ECW Tag Team Rules match is fucking ridiculous, and I still hate that idea of how to do it. Oh, it's no DQ, but people do tag-ins and outs because
I don't like it. I'm with you, dude. Don't like it.
But I mean,
so Hayabusa. No DQ, you may as well make it Tornado.
Come on, Hayabusa and fucking Shinzaki. Come on, with Rob Van Dam and Sabu. And that fucking asshole with the whistle that ruins Pantera.
Bill Alfonso.
Fuck Alfonso. Then you have
I liked Alfonso in ECW 2005. That's the only time I liked him. Yes. Every other time before that, he was fucking absolutely infuriatingly annoying. I just want to use my Pantera without you blowing your fucking whistle like you're a hooker on the street blowing dick, you fuck.
I don't know, man. His fight with Buell McGillicuddy was pretty fucking intense.
Yeah, he didn't blow a whistle.
No, he blew his load.
No. And on that note, good night, everybody.
And on that note, let's move on to top.
The one thing I do want to say is if you are an ECW fan, if you're like, I like hardcore matches, ECW fucking Heatwave 98 is one of the greatest ECW pay-per-views of all time.
Very true. That's very true. And not even just for hardcore matches, because of the opening between Lance Storm and Chris Candido.
Yes.
Or was it Jerry Lynn and Chris Candido? I think it was Lance Storm, right?
It was Jerry Lynn and Chris Candido. Later on in the night, it would have been, I believe, Jericho and Storm.
No, that was you're mixing the two up now. There's no way.
Guilty as charged and fucking Heatwave 98.
Yeah.
To be fair, you can watch those back to back, and it doesn't change a fucking thing.
Yeah,
you can watch back to back pay-per-views. But the last thing I do want to say is, how do you know that you're in an ECW pay-per-view? Bam Bam Bigelow power bombs fucking Taz, and the first thing Taz comes up with is he gets up on his feet, flips on the bird, and tells him to fuck himself.
And how about the fact that they crashed through the ramp with Taz doing a tornado using Bam Bam's own momentum to put him through?
Oh, it's incredible. I mean, I think the ring spot's a little bit better, but it's still fucking great. Seriously, if you're a classic wrestling fan and you love ECW and how fucking brutal it was, Heatwave 98 is probably one of the greatest wrestling pay-per-views done because it was made with heart. It wasn't made for production or money. It was made because these guys love what they did.
Yeah, 100%.
And especially just to watch Sabu get a splinter is the fucking funniest thing in the world. Ah! You've gone through barbed wire and you're gonna cry over a fucking splinter?
Yeah, exactly. Let's talk about our. You know what? It says top 5 favorite anime or favorite anime characters, anime/characters. Okay, so I think this is a bit.
You fucking weebs.
Niche. Here's what I'm gonna change it to instead. Yep. Most underrated anime, in your opinion. That's what we're going to change it.
Yu Yu Hakusho. Yu Yu Hakusho, done.
What is it?
Yu Yu Hakusho.
What about you, Case?
I'm going to pick... Oh, fuck. There's a couple of good ones out there. I'm going to say...
No, Berserk. You can't pick Berserk.
Yeah, no, Berserk is too fucking easy. I'm actually gonna pick a rather obscure one called Toriko.
Toriko is very good, but I wouldn't say it's underrated for the fact that Cat Bus is the greatest thing in the world, and shut the fuck up. Cat Bus is the hero of the story. You fucking know it.
Fair enough. Nico.
Well, I mean, it's hardly a surprise in an anime that's all about food, but
No, Cat Bus is the hero of the story because my neighbor Toriko is a fucking asshole who does nothing and just screams at children because he's a scumbag. And everybody knows it, but they won't say anything because he looks like a giant. He looks like a giant fucking.
Because he's the icon.
that's Totoro. I said Toriko.
Oh, fuck me. Never mind. You're right. Nope, you're right. No, he's right. Never mind. That is underrated. No, he's right. I thought you said my neighbor. Yep, I always get those fucking names confused because it's Japan.
Yeah,
they all sound similar. I always get Hiromu Takahashi almost call him Hiroshi Tanahashi all the time. So
hey, it's fine. I mean, they'll do it with us too. It's like, that's a weird white person name, and it's like, yeah, no shit.
James or Frank? That's a potato.
I get Kenta Kobashi and fucking Kenta
Kobayashi.
And Kobayashi fucking confused all the time. I'm like, yeah, Kenta. Which one?
There's three Kentas.
The one that's still alive.
Fuck.
Oh, so the one with the guy. Oh, you mean the one that says all capital letters and it just reads pretty much like Kenta?
Yeah.
He must do his taxes like that. What's your name on the tax form? Kenta.
What else? Nikos, what about you? What's your most underrated anime?
Dragon Ball Super.
No, not that. I don't know if many of you will know this, but I consider it as a classic. Kind of underrated, but a classic. Golden Boy.
Yeah, very good. Why?
Why? I don't know. I feel like the main character is relatable.
Oh, is it because of the fact that he constantly is about to get fucked by women, and then at the end of it, he rides a goddamn power line on a bicycle using a fucking grappling hook?
Yeah.
Because it's like, have you fucking seen this anime? How much shit do you have the chance to watch? You fuck.
Hey, it was either that or Ghost Stories. The
dub
version.
Ghost Stories sucks, though.
But the dub is what makes it funny.
Oh yeah, the dub is fucking hilarious, dude. Anything like early '90s is hilarious. Anything early fucking '90s base is goddamn hilarious with the stupid bullshit that comes out of their mouths.
Yu Yu Hakusho, Rurouni Kenshin, fucking Sailor Moon. Need I go on?
Yeah, actually no, Yu Yu doesn't suffer from that problem too bad. Not really. It's awkward, and let's be honest, we all knew that Yajirobe, if he was put in another anime, would have been the fucking redhead pompadour piece of shit. Who has probably my favorite line ever. Whoa, who would have guessed A squared plus B squared equals C squared?
Nice. Okay, I got one that's going to be obscured to I think some people in here, actually.
I can't wait for one of us to go. Seen it. You're like, what?
Yeah, I'm sure. Now, does anybody remember the company that made the Avatar Last Airbender intro? Because it was there was a different team that did the animation for the actual show, and then there was a team that actually specifically did the animation.
Yeah, because that's how most animation companies go for.
It's not Madhouse, is it?
Weekly stuff.
No.
What is it?
Might have been Studio
I
Madhouse.
have the DVDs here. Maybe.
Madhouse.
What is it?
Helsing.
Well, you know what? Let's fuck it to Google.
Viacom.
And if
Viacom did the show.
Yeah, Viacom did the show.
Yeah, Viacom themselves did the show.
Just look up the company that made the Avatar the Last Airbender intro company.
Ooh, what company? All right. Shut up. I'm about to say it. Thanks, asshole. Let me do it.
By the way, to all those people who say that Avatar is the best show on Netflix, come on, you're only getting on that bandwagon just because it's on Netflix.
Hold on.
The real ones have the DVDs.
I actually still have my
fucking headphones out then. For fuck's sake, you ass. Who made the Avatar Last Airbender intro?
Your mom.
My dad.
Videos for you.
James, you could have just Wikipedia'd that shit.
Oh, what the fuck? Who did the intro?
I think it's the same company.
It couldn't be. There's no fucking way.
Underrated anime, Samurai Jack.
You know what?
Especially for season 6.
Season 6 was good. Samurai Jack's fucking great. Wait, does that mean that Teen Titans is also a fucking anime? Yeah, it is.
There it is. Finally, I found it. Okay. So it was the main editor for this intro was Mio Animations. Now, I mentioned that because the only anime I liked or that I knew of was Toonami, and I was a huge Toonami kid. And my favorite anime, because it was just so stupidly funny and awesome, was an anime called Megas XLR. Does anybody remember this fucking show?
I remember the title. I do not remember watching the show.
What was the name of the show?
Megas XLR.
I think I've heard of it.
Oh, if you have not seen it,
James, I have a problem for you.
Go.
It's not an anime.
You know what? I don't agree with that. If it's on Toonami and you had fucking shows like Naruto and other fucking animes on there, it's a fucking anime. That's my.
It's an American animated television series created by Jody Schaefer and George Christic for Cartoon Network.
But it was also animated heavily by and it even says it on there if you look it up.
It was animated by a Japanese company, but developed in America. It's an American fucking animation. It's a cartoon.
But it's I still consider it an anime. Especially the look of that show is very anime-esque.
Yeah, because it was made by
a company. Avatar: The Last Airbender is an anime, but it's not.
And people consider that an anime. So you know what? I have a right. So bite me.
No, you don't.
Yeah, you do.
That's not an anime.
It's not.
I'm calling it an anime, and we're gonna like it.
Avatar, you can at least say, "Oh, I can see why the confusion happens for that being a fucking anime." For the fact that it's heavily influenced by Eastern culture.
I don't understand why you can't consider that anime though.
It's not though, because it wasn't. It was made by a Japanese company, but that doesn't fucking matter because it's a goddamn American cartoon.
It's been produced in America as an American cartoon.
Anime is specifically a Japanese cartoon. It's completely different. You can't count it as an anime because it wasn't made in Japan. It's literally in the definition of anime. As James goes quiet and goes, fuck you. You guys are wrong. I'm always right. I'm going to go beat my...
Who's wearing the crown, okay?
I'm going to go beat my dick in sadness. As James is like, oh my god, they fucking beat me. It's like, Avatar is not an anime. It's not. It's heavily influenced by Eastern culture, 100%, with almost every single facet, but it's influenced, not a part of. Samurai. Does that make Samurai Jack a fucking anime?
No, of course not.
Oh, it was made in America. So at the end of the day, shut the fuck up. Are you okay, James?
Dude, if he froze again at the perfect time.
Oh my god, either he's really quiet or he's pissed off. Like, fuck you guys. Every time I try to say something, I'm always wrong. And I'm like,
James, speak. Your king commands you.
I think he froze. Oh, man.
Or I could have just snapped my fingers.
Can you hear me now?
What the fuck, Nikos?
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
James.
Okay. As I was saying, I don't care. I'm still considering it anime. I have a very different thing of anime. Like, if it's animation, it's anime to me. Like, that's how I see it.
Well, you're also autistic as fuck, so let's move on.
Well, I mean, can I at least explain why I like Megas?
You can like Megas, but it's not an anime.
So I can't explain Megas now?
No, you can't. Nobody's saying that you can't.
Okay, let me explain it. That was my point. That's what I tried to do, but I guess my fucking mic cut out. Okay. The reason why I liked Megas is because it was very anime-inspired, and that's why I kind of consider it an anime, even though it really isn't. If you look at the actual animation, it's very much like Avatar in that it looks like an anime and you can confuse it with an anime, but it's also very similar to One Punch Man, where it is a parody anime. It is stupidly funny. It is stupidly fucking funny.
Parody anime. It's about some fucking schlock who makes a giant robot.
No. You already got the story arc wrong. The robot is robots from the future, and it was originally just a full-on mech. So it was a full-on mech to try to. It was a prototype mech that was supposed to defeat an army called the Glorft, right? That's the name. That's the villain.
Ever heard?
And then they get into a null space time warp, and then it warps into a whole different period in time. It goes and crashes in Jersey of all fucking places, to where a guy named Coop modifies the fuck out of it to where a car is the main control center, and he does a whole paint job on it. It sounds stupid in concept, and that's what's fun about it.
Okay. Yeah.
So there you go.
Whatever. I mean, but you do have to admit it's still not an anime.
I'm not admitting shit, and I stand by what I said.
Yeah,
I don't care. Whatever.
I can't wait for the audience to go.
Well, dude, it was either that or I picked the first 3 seasons of Naruto and fuck that shit.
Well, the first 3 seasons were good.
Yeah, I don't care. The rest of it wasn't. That's like me cherry picking the anime by saying, "Oh, the first 3 seasons were good, but the rest of it sucked."
But we were saying underrated. You didn't pick anything underrated.
No, that was hugely underrated.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Dude, it was majorly underrated. There's not a lot of people that even remember Megas XLR nowadays. They don't even give it the time of day.
I remember somewhat of it, but not a whole lot.
That's what I'm saying. Not a lot of people do.
Yeah, so, because everyone regarded
but it was stupidly funny if you go back to it. I recently just watched episodes recently, and it was just a fun to go back to my childhood, really.
I the reason why I'm saying is if you're going for underrated, it has to be something that nobody's ever heard of. And people have heard of that show.
Have they?
Yes. The reason why
I feel like you guys might have, but not enough people in my other circles do.
Well,
because I mentioned it before, and then they're just like, I don't know it.
Listen, your fucking other circles have no taste because they have no personality.
God damn.
Damn.
Wow.
I thought I had sass.
What the fuck do you mean I don't have a personality? Says that person that I probably met once.
Anyway, yeah, so there you go. Now you know our weeb things. We're going to take our final commercial break. And we'll come back and finish the show. That's probably going to go another freaking 3 hours and 30 minutes. God damn it.
I mean, it's only gone that long because of the fact we haven't got off the call.
Yeah.
So there you go. We'll be right back.
As Casey goes, I will fucking cancel this entire show.
Hibiki TMD on YouTube, retro gaming, pro wrestling, podcast, Terry Bollea, Hibiki Honors, Hibiki Quickie, everything in between. Hit that subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at the Hibiki TMD. And hey! Watch out for pedestrians, pal! You on the bike! Slow down! Hit that subscribe down below. Check us out at the Hibiki TMD on Twitter, Hibiki TMD on YouTube. Oh, the goddamn goodness.
What's up, bitches? Are you tired of being bored during quarantine? Well, to pass the time, check out hundreds of free classic games on PlayEmulator.com. This site offers so many classic titles from the Nintendo Entertainment System, all the way to the Game & Boy Color. They also have a huge PSX library, along with an even bigger Sega library. The collection is massive and has hundreds of games, including, but not limited to, Sonic the Hedgehog, Super Mario World, Donkey Kong Country, the original Streets of Rage, Pac-Man and Mrs. Pac-Man, WWF No Mercy, Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, Virtual Pro Wrestling, Super Mario 64, F-Zero and F-Zero X, the original Tetris, Contra, WCW NWO Revenge, Doom 64, all Street Fighter II titles, Pokemon X and Y, Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, the Ultimate Mortal Kombat Trilogy, and much, much more. They also have a small section for MSX including the original Metal Gear. There are also fan-made emulators you can play, including Shadow in Sonic, Mario vs. Sonic.exe, Simpsons Streets of Rage, and a Street Fighter II version of Street Fighter V. Go on playemulator.com and enjoy the fun fellow gamers, because this shit's super fun yo. Indy Force approved.
If you like the podcast so far, leave a like, leave a comment, leave a thing. Yeah, let's get this fucking thing over with.
It's
we're going late again. We're going late. So yeah.
Love you.
Yes, of course. So first thing, rare golden possum found. This is the thing.
It's Pikachu. Pikachu, I choose you. Form of electric
possum
rat thing. It's a possum. It's fucking weird. The image of it, which we'll probably put somewhere, or you could probably just find it on your own at this point. It's a goddamn possum that looks just like Pikachu. It's fucking weird. I thought it would be like, what the fuck? I thought it was a joke. Somebody's fucking around. Somebody's been like dicking around.
Doing the Photoshop.
No, it's straight up a golden possum that looks just like fucking Pikachu. So yeah, what a weird thing to find, huh?
I've never seen it, so I'm actually going to look this up. So, golden possum, correct?
It's a golden possum.
All right. Was this recent that they discovered this?
To my knowledge, there's...
Holy shit, it looks like... Oh my god, it looks like... It legit looks like a Pikachu.
Damn.
Oh my god. All you need is, like, the red cheeks.
Yeah, and it looks just like Pikachu.
Where's his Thunderbolt tail? And then, there you go. Casey, in case you can't see it, here you go.
Pokemon.
Gotta catch 'em all. It's a Saturday and a Sunday. You can't wait to go.
What?
I know where you're going with that, and I don't approve.
That's actually from the episode, you dumb fuck.
I do not approve.
He does not approve. Regardless, he knows what you're talking about, and he does not approve, Case.
Now listen. Why don't we all just come together one day as Team Rocket and try to unite all evils within our nation?
Denounce the evils of truth and love.
To defend all reach for the stars above. Casey, Mike.
Indy Force blasting off the speed of light.
Defend your title or prepare to fight. Defend your title or prepare for a fight.
Okay. Second thing. Since there's really not much to do with it. I mean,
hey, honestly, it's one of those things of like, what the fuck? What a weird thing to do.
Since when did we this?
We just found it.
There you go. It's there. Next thing is KSI's new album. Oh, man. So this originally was not going to be a big story until what happened. So the first thing I want to say is the simulation came out, and Mike called it Dissimulate My Balls.
Dissimulate My Balls.
Yes. But it's a very good album. I've actually listened to a lot of the tracks. Every track sounds different. Holy shit, that's very different to do, and I approve. Not all track has the sameness to it. Literally every track sounds different when you play it. So good shit. Very good shit. There might be one or two that sound similar, but mostly album sounds different, and I approve of that. Now, because of all his features, he was probably going to get at least in the top 10 on the charts. but he did something that he's now firmly regretting, and his fans must hate him because he straight up said on his second channel. Well, first off, let me ask: does anybody ever see, when you look up KSI, if you ever look up KSI, have you ever seen an image of him where he's bald?
No.
Yeah, okay, so a few of you have. Okay. It's something. It's like a shiny Malteser. This is his quote, not mine.
Shine bright like a diamond.
So
shine bright like a Malteser.
Now he has red hair now that he like dyed custom and got like the dreads to be as good as they are. Well, as good as as whatever he thinks it is. And so now he promised that if he got #1 worldwide on the iTunes charts, he would shave his head. And guess what reached #1 on the iTunes charts?
I was gonna say, no points for guessing what happened.
Yeah. So,
I am a fucking dumb shit. I actually watched the videos back, and it turns out he actually said #1 on the UK official charts. I actually watched the video back, and that's actually what JJ said, so my bad. He's not shaving his head because he did not get #1 on the UK charts. 1975 did, so there you go.
He's
Congratulations, good sir. And now you are one of the roundheads.
Yeah, you are now bald. You are now Baldski again.
You are now a member of the Turnbull ACs.
You are now a member of Baldy's Basics.
Welcome to education and learning. Also, nice fucking thumb.
He's going back to it, man. All because he didn't have to do it, and that's the sad part. So now he's stressed because he promised it, and I'm like, I don't know if he's elated or scared or disappointed because that's just how ridiculous it is.
Here's what
he loves making music, but he's more concerned about shaving his fucking hair than he is about doing the music.
Here's what he should do, and hear me out on this. What he should do is this. Have his friends duct tape him in his bed while he's asleep and have them shave his head while he's unconscious.
The sidemen just duct tape him to the fucking bed when he's asleep and just like... Oh my god, that has to be a Sidemen Sunday. Simon, I swear to God, I'm going to send this to you. If you are watching this, please, you have to do this as a Sidemen Sunday. I beg, please. That would be amazing. Just don't let him expect it. He's not even expecting it. Just do it. Just do it.
Do it to it. Put your back into it.
Oh my god, that'd be fucking hilarious.
10-10 and do it to it like Pruitt used to do it. Do it.
What?
Good shit, my good sir. Good
Gesundheit, my friend.
Yes.
Sure.
On probably the last two topics I know that we're going to have to discuss. I don't remember what the last one is, and I could probably care less. Disney's reopening, and everybody's going, why?
What?
Yeah, that's the last thing you want reopening in the time like this.
I don't know why you would want to reopen when everybody else is like, are you high?
Money, Mike, as Casey did.
I know, but it's so fucking irresponsible. It's not even funny. Like, what are you gonna?
Are you shocked? It's fucking Disney. I don't care.
Listen. Out of all the parks I've ever been to, and I've been to Disney World once in my life. Once.
Same.
Yeah, I bet it's shit.
It's good, but it's chaos.
Oh,
dude, honestly,
it's a madhouse.
I'm being serious when I say this, and I've seen clips of it. And if you guys like Disney World, you can go to Disney World. That's fine. I dread the day when I had kids. I'll still do it because I'll be a good dad. But I dread the day I get kids and they ask me, Daddy, I want to go to Disney World. Because then I'm just going to, I'll be like, oh, yeah, sure, little Timmy, we'll go. Timmy, we'll go to Disney. But in the back of my head, I'm
James.
going to be verbally rolling my eyes and be like, oh God, no.
No, James. Instead, when your kid ever asks you to take them to Disneyland, you say, "Sure, kid." You take them to Florida, and you find this place called the Gatorland.
Welcome to Disneyland.
No, don't bring that up. Oh, I know what you're talking about, you fucking...
It's Disneyland.
You know, one of those amusement park rides made in like 4 hours?
Oh, I thought you were referencing the kid that got ate by the gator at Disney.
No, wait, that exists? Oh, shit.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that exists.
Yeah, that exists. No. But anyway.
Florida.
Here's my thing. You know what I might do? What I might do is trick my kid into thinking that DC was actually owned by Disney, and be like, "Yeah, we'll go to Disney World," and it's actually Six Flags.
No, James. Here's what you do. You go, "Oh, we'll go to Disney World. Take them to Universal Studios."
Oh my God, that's so much better. I've always wanted to go to Universal Studios. I can't even lie.
Ditto.
I've always wanted to go to Universal
That's
Studios.
the Pokemon. Congratulations, Case. You know one of the billions of types. As he goes, "Hey, Mike, yeah, go fuck yourself."
I can do 2 Poke Raps off the top of my head. Suck a dick.
Whoa.
I tried. The Ditto wouldn't let me. It kept changing forms to go, "No, don't you dare, you piece of shit."
I love how we went back
Are you shocked?
Yes.
Well, actually, yeah, Ditto is kind of a love machine, so that is a little bit unusual. But
you just hear the classic fucking Latino fucking roll. The goddamn
Hey, that reminds me of the time that Ricardo Rodriguez announced a wife beater.
Many times.
And then Alberto Del Rio appeared, and there's the wife beater.
Plot twist: Ricardo Rodriguez was the wife.
And on that note, moving on to our last topic.
Hang on, before we do, so I looked up kid gets eaten by gator. There's also related searches such as kids gator parts and fun for gator kids. What the fuck is wrong with this internet?
That's the question? That's a long one. You know, actually, I think I finally got my fucking webcam working. Let's see.
Okay.
Oh. The fuck? Is it still just a black screen?
What do you mean? Well, yeah, it also...
I'll try to
Do you
fix
have
it.
the light on? Do you have the light
Yeah.
on?
Dude, just go to the next topic. I don't give a shit. I'll try to fix it.
Yeah, let's fuck it. Don't even worry about it, honestly. Let's get to the next topic.
It's our final topic for the night.
Oh, boy.
Dang Don, the witch is dead. The witch is dead. The witch is dead. Dang Don, the wicked witch is dead.
Kill that bitch with fire. Kathleen Kennedy is finally stepping down from Star Wars.
Praise the Lord, Jeebus.
What name have you used in this household?
Jeebus.
Yeah, anyway, I'm glad that dumb stupid bitch is gone. I was going to do a whole skit where I force choked the cast, but let's be honest, who gives a shit? It's late enough in the video that I could give 2 fucks about.
Yeah, we would have to do it we'd have to do it in the proper time where it made sense.
So in any case, in any related situation, she's stepping down. Dave Filoni, George Lucas, and what's his name? This Filoni, Lucas, and he's the creator of The Mandalorian. I'm fucking blanking on it. Jon Favreau.
Yeah.
Yes. If you don't know who he is, if you like the Iron Man movies, you should recognize him instantaneously.
He's Happy Hogan.
He's Happy Hogan. And, yeah, I'm glad that she's going to go bye-bye. She needed to go bye-bye. Especially when it came to... So something I didn't know, which was in the movie Solo, because I didn't see Solo.
Yep.
I ignored Solo. I said... This movie's
you saw Solo, but because someone snuck you in.
No, actually. That was
Really?
The Last Jedi is the one I snuck in. Yes. Because I said...
I can't tell the difference. They're both shite.
Yeah. So, any case, so the LGBTQ We Must Free the Slaves robot has an actress. The actress was hired as a droid. And literally said in an interview, I had no idea what a droid was till I got the part in this movie. I'm sorry, what franchise are you about to work for? And you have no idea how to fucking play a droid.
Is it confirmed? Is it confirmed she's stepping down?
Kathleen, yeah. It's been talked about for years now. It's finally she's walking away. Hayden Christensen is coming back. Ewan McGregor is coming back. Like, Lucas is getting everybody that he can because he's going to fucking fix these movies. He's already said, what we're going to do, we're going to get the script.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to prep the script, and these guys will ask me any questions that they have, and run a couple of ideas by me. You know, wouldn't it be great if we did this? Wouldn't it be great if we did that? Maybe go around a corner if we do this. You know, sometimes I'll take those ideas, sometimes I won't, but, you know, I'll encourage them to keep coming up with
new
interesting ideas as they work through these things.
The big thing that we
want
want
poetry so that it could rhyme.
Honestly,
sometimes I do a really fucking scary George Lucas. It's weird.
You compare the prequels to the original trilogy. Yeah, it's actually doing everything that would later happen, but in reverse. It's flipped. That's why he says it flows like poetry. You're able to go from one thing to the next. It's like, everything has its natural frame by frame and makes sense. The problem with the sequels, and if you're a fan of the sequels, I pity that you like those movies more than anything else for the fact that, my God, you picked the worst time to be a Star Wars fan.
Yeah.
Ever. Like, it is the worst time.
You don't even know. You really don't even know.
Now, I did get one. I got an email, actually, and I was telling Nikos about it. I got it from somebody that is a fan of the prequels, and says, you have no idea what a strong, independent female character is. You don't know anything about Rey or her story, and you could give two shits less. And I replied with, I don't know strong female characters, and I went, Nikos, like I'm going to do right now. Who do you think my favorite female character is in Star Wars?
Mara Jade.
She's good. She's very good. I won't even deny that factor.
It's Leia. I know. I already know this answer. It's fucking Leia.
It's not Leia, and I bet Casey can make the guess, and he'll probably be closer.
Darth Kreia.
You got it.
Damn it! Right.
A little old lady has some of the best dialogue in all of Star. Mara Jade, fantastic. I love her as a character.
She is my favorite expanded universe character.
Mm-hmm. But Kreia or Darth Treya is fantastic. She is such a well put together female character, and you question her motives, and she goes, "Who the fuck said you could question me? I'm the master. I'm just telling you, hey, don't do it like this, you stupid shit for brains."
Yeah.
She's a great female character. There's so many. My God, Bastila Shan, she's so fucking well put together.
Satila, her granddaughter.
Speaking of that,
who, funnily enough, is voiced by the same actress.
Speaking of people that did good character development for Star Wars, I actually did find an article that kind of puts everything in perspective, and it's relatively short. This is actually from WeGotThisCovered.com. I already put it in the chat by Matt Joseph.
Yes, Nikos, do you want to go for it, or James, do you want to go for it?
I can read it. I have it up right now. So
all right, awesome.
George Lucas reportedly down to return to Star Wars, but wants full control.
Because of course he does.
Because they fucking raped his baby.
Yep. It is no secret that George Lucas hasn't always been the biggest fan of what Disney's done with their Star Wars sequel trilogy. In fact, the studio's even been pretty open about the fact that the filmmaker was vocally opposed to their approach to the beloved sci-fi franchise. In his book, The Ride of a Lifetime, Lessons Learned from 15 Years as CEO of the Walt Disney Company. For instance, Bob Iger explained that Lucas felt there weren't enough visuals or technical leaps forward
which is true.
Yeah, in J.J. Abrams, The Force Awakens. Not only that, in J.J. Abrams, The Force Awakens. That's I guess the section of it.
J.J. Abrams is the director and I believe the writer of
Force
The Force
Awakens and Rise of Skywalker.
That was all right. I actually like The Force Awakens a lot better than the fucking shit we ended up getting later.
Even though it's exactly the same as A New Hope.
It's literally A New Hope done again. And
Yeah. But at least it's stuck with canon. Whereas later, oh my god. Now
I'm sorry. What?
Yeah, I didn't hear that correctly. What?
I'm sorry. Expanded universe completely gone. What?
All right, that is a fucking problem. I'll give you that. If you go by that, absolutely.
Let's cut 200 years of information that we have.
Yeah, that was dumb. That I'll admit about the fucking. That I'll absolutely admit about that fucking thing.
Let's cut 200 years of story.
Completely fuck over the Yuuzhan Vong War. What?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you say get rid of Mara Jade completely? Oh, the Solos do not have 3 kids. They have 1. Rey's Palpatine's granddaughter? How the fuck did that work? Wait a minute. Luke never has a kid? Luke never meets Mara Jade? Luke never meets Kyle fucking Katarn?
Kyle Katarn? Who?
You mean the greatest Jedi in history? The only one ever to defeat Brejik at the fucking Valley of the Jedi?
One of the only gray Jedi in the past 4,000 years?
And on top of the major factor, you mean a character who trained the eventual destroyer of Marka fucking Ragnos? The devil of the Star Wars universe?
Okay. Let me read the rest of it before you go fucking off. Now, not only that, but Lucas was also notably absent from the premiere of The Rise of Skywalker. And while you can certainly understand why he's taken issue with some of the recent movies, it seems both parties are hoping to soon get back into bed together. A few weeks ago, we told you that Lucasfilm wants George to return and help out with the franchise in more of an official capacity, following his assistance with the aforementioned Rise, which was done more as a favor to JJ than anything else. And while it's still unclear if it'll happen, we've now received another update on the situation, which points to Lucas being down to return, but under one condition. According to sources close to We Got This Covered, the same ones who informed us that that spoilers would die in The Rise of Skywalker, and that spoilers would be revealed as a traitor in the film. Months before the movie hits theaters, Lucas had said he'll return, but only if he has full creative control over the franchise. From what we were told, he thinks the studio has made a mess of it and feels he needs a great amount of control to get it back on track.
Which is fair because he fucking built this franchise.
Yes,
from the ground up.
Whether you want to say that the prequels are terrible and you only need to watch episode 3 and you know exactly everything that's going to happen in A New Hope all the way up to Return of the Jedi.
Yep.
The prequel set a point of the technical leaps that we were making. Think about it. We're going from let's show how a planet's going to look to let's have entire CGI fucking battles to Revenge of the Sith, which has the longest lightsaber sequence on camera.
Yep.
And to this day, still one of the most iconic and amazing duels ever shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's Hayden Christensen and fucking Ewan McGregor giving every single
fucking ham.
Whether you're going to admit it or not, yes, I love A New Hope. I love Empire, and I love Return of the Jedi.
Yes.
But I will not deny that love also goes to fucking Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, and Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
I think the problem with the titles, I think that's the problem that I went, I'm not going to like these movies. let's go based upon it. Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith. A New Hope. After that is Empire
Strikes Back.
And then Return of the Jedi.
Return of the Jedi, yep.
Here's the titles for these fucking these sequels.
Yeah.
Force Awakens. The Force was asleep. What the fuck? When? The Last Jedi. That was a lie.
Because we have no Jedi in the next movie.
The Rise of Skywalker. She literally just takes the name Skywalker at the end. And it is such a slap in the face of everybody that's like, I spent 20 years reading the expanded universe after A New Hope. All that extra stuff. And you just completely said,
fuck it.
We don't need it.
It's ours now. It continues on. Not only that, but he also wants to bring along Dave Filoni, responsible for Clone Wars and Star Wars Rebels, with him to help turn things around. With the idea being to have the fan favorite act as George's right hand man.
Yep, because Filoni knows what he's talking about, and he's made 2 of the most successful animated series that involve Star Wars ever.
Yep. That all being said, our sources, who also revealed the big Palpatine twist and rise way back in September. Yeah, what a great twist.
James, can I tell you a scene that happens in the movie?
I'm well aware. We don't need to go over it.
Not that one.
All right, which one?
Okay, so Palpatine is attempting to steal the life energy from Rey because now Force healing has become canon and does not work the way that it actually intends in any of the other stories. So he shoots a bolt of lightning with such strength that he is able to destroy an entire fucking armada.
Which raises the question.
Why the fuck did he need the Death Star to begin with if he's that goddamn powerful?
Or better yet, how strong is he to build an entire fleet when he was in hiding?
Yeah, right.
Oh, here's the better one. How come when he does this earth-shattering display of lightning, does he not put all that same power and energy into killing Rey?
Yep. Now I'm pretty sure this has been confirmed, right? That he's coming back. It just occurred to me because this article is from 4 months ago, but it does put into
Lucas is back. Lucas is back. Lucas is fucking in full control of this franchise. And you know what the problem? You know what the problem was?
In 2021, right? In 2021, was he in full control?
He should be in full because Kathleen Kennedy is stepping down at the end of 2020 because she is so right. James. So as I've said before. Not only is we need to have empowering women's stories in Star Wars.
Hey, maybe if you didn't get rid of the fucking extra fucking shit, you fucking know.
Do your fucking research before you throw that shit out the window. Yeah. There was plenty of it.
We didn't even have the comics to work off of. Or what you could do is say this, and Casey agrees with me. Everything before Rogue One is canon. The Qui-Gon Jinn storyline, canon. The Count Dooku storyline, where he's a Jedi, canon. General Grievous's backstory, finally canon. All that extra information that is needed in order to build this fucking universe, which, by the way, the hack writer, I love this bit. The hack fucking writer who did The Last Jedi goes, who would want to build a universe?
I don't know, to build good fucking content.
No. That's not even the bit that pisses me off. Who would want to build a universe?
Me off. That's the reason you want to build a universe.
Who would want to build a universe? Who in their right mind would want to build a fucking universe, huh? Who would want to build a Star Wars universe where you can open up the pages and see so much information that you're like, holy shit, I really want to be a part of this universe and experience everything that's going on. Who the fuck would do that? Not the director for some the director and the writer who completely fucked that up. So here's how we're gonna end this. Kathleen Kennedy, I hope you drop faster than a fucking starship from space into planet.
Are you talking about as a person or as the boss?
As the boss, I want her gone. I don't care who she is as an individual because she already made her whole thing known. Oh, you know what we should do that kids would like? Let's do feminism. In a story.
Feminism, George Lucas did before feminism was even a fucking term, you idiot. If you fucking put in the extra shit, you would have known that.
Oh, Leia wears a slave outfit in episode 6 because she gets kidnapped.
Oh my god. Because it's not exactly
because
like it should be in real life.
Because she gets
automatically it's sexism.
Because she gets kidnapped by the Hutts. Gangsters. That is why she becomes a slave.
I swear we're just dealing with the female equivalent of Neil fucking Druckmann with this fucking chick. Honestly.
Absolutely.
And I hope to God this bitch, Kathleen Kennedy, does not go into partnership with Druckmann.
Oh, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen the minute she steps down. I guarantee you. I guarantee you, just to piss everybody off in that fucking franchise. Instead of hiring fucking Amy, what's her name? I forget her last name.
Amy Hennig.
Amy Hennig. Instead of hiring her, they're gonna hire Kathleen Kennedy just to spite us.
Now,
guarantee it.
The sad part is the best movie in the Star Wars cinematic universe made by Disney is Rogue One.
Rogue One.
A movie that has nothing to do with Jedi.
Damn it, that's what I was fucking thinking.
Or even the Force. Why? Because they finally turned this big, scary motherfucker back into the scariest thing on the planet again.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I wasn't thinking of I wasn't thinking of Force Awakens. I was thinking of this Rogue One. Rogue One was the movie I liked.
Rogue One was great, and Rogue One needs to happen. Oh wait, it's done by people that are competent writers and know how to direct this shit correctly? Yeah. Are you saying Dave Filoni knows what the fuck he's talking about? For the fact that Casey, I'm going to drop some knowledge on you, okay?
Knowledge.
You remember Boss Sam?
A.K.A. Delta Squad.
Brett Bane? He made them canon. Oh, how about... Let's go a little bit back in time, a little bit further. How about Malachor? You know, the planet where...
Malachor 5?
Malachor 5, you know, the big planet where there's a huge battle between the Mandalorians and the Jedi. Yeah, that's fucking canon. Dave Filoni is trying to take everything that he can from the expanded universe and drop it in a time period where it's like, we're going to take things and we're going to put them in, and that's how we're going to do this. Because it's so fucking frustrating to see Revan no longer canon, Malak no longer canon.
Boba Fett's fucking whole story arc, other than the fucking movies he was a part of, no longer fucking canon. That's what pisses me off the most.
And Boba Fett's an incredible character in the comics.
Yeah,
which
you go back and look into Boba Fett's fucking story in that expanded universe. It's fucking great.
James, what if I told you in the comics he trains a Jedi?
I know he trains a Jedi.
Yes. He trains the twin of Jason Solo.
Yep.
And guess what? Jan Solo is fucking incredible as a Jedi Knight.
She's terrifying.
She was trained.
By the way, can people see me because I can't see you all of a sudden, but it doesn't matter.
Don't worry about it. She was trained by Mara Jade. She was trained by fucking Boba Fett. Her father is Han Solo. Her mother is one of the strongest women in the goddamn galaxy.
And her husband is set to take over an empire in his own right.
Like, for the past month, I've been trying to get as much Star Wars into my bloodstream again. Because I hated this franchise as soon as Rise of Skywalker came out, and I went, fuck this, I'm out. Yeah. And then at a certain point I went, no, I can't even blame the franchise. I love this franchise, and I hate the people that tainted it and made it worse. Because at least with Lucas, you can say, Lucas fucked up. What are you going to do? It's his franchise. He fucked up. What are you going to do?
Right.
Disney decided to go, you know what we should do?
Disney sodomized it without any lube. That's what happened.
Star Wars is not a yearly franchise. It is a fucking story that takes place over the course of years and should be, hey, you know what? I was a little kid when Phantom Menace came out, and then I grew up, and then I watched Attack of the Clones. Wait for it, and then I grew up again, and then Revenge of the Sith came out, and I went, I got to grow up and watch Star Wars. They don't get that. It's no longer about that. It's because Marvel comes out with a movie every single year. Because
so
Marvel,
they have to automatically do it. Even though here's the key difference between Marvel and fucking Star Wars. Marvel was left to fucking Marvel.
Yes.
It was left to a new writer hired by fucking Disney Corp. We didn't know what the fuck they were doing.
It's James, I want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
That is an important one.
Go.
You know me as the Star Wars guy to begin with.
Yep.
I love it so much with Casey as well. Him and I love this franchise so much that we bought fucking lightsabers because that's how much we love this franchise.
Like legit combat-ready lightsabers.
Right.
Because we love this franchise. We love this franchise so much. Wait,
it's not like real lightsabers or just like toys. I hope.
Well, they're not like full plasma-based blades, but they're full. They're like better versions of the FX toys that you get at
Oh, right. That's what I meant. As long as they're like high functioning toys.
Yes. You can actually
that fucking far that we're able to create the fucking lightsaber.
Yeah, no, we're not that far yet. But no, you can actually have duels with these, like full contact duels. You can actually shoot shit with these.
Casey? I hate to tell you, but somebody's already made a proto saber.
Oh yeah, I saw that video. That
already, there's two of them already, and they already exist, and they're relatively close to what a lightsaber is going to be able to do. We're getting there. It's going to take time to make a plasma-based weapon with a power supply that's able to be carried in a single-handed weapon that can cut through almost every single object in its path, but somehow eliminate the heat and centralize the heat.
But we're getting there.
We're getting there.
Let me reform the Jedi Sith religions.
It's already a religion. What are you talking about?
Apparently, yeah.
Oh, correct.
Jediism is already a thing in the UK. I mean, for fuck's sake, I'm a part of Sithism because I believe in using one's power to benefit oneself and those around them instead of using it towards a common good. It's my belief.
Why can't that be? So does that make me a gray Jedi? Because I kind of like it balance of both. You want to do it for greater good, but you also want to benefit you and those around.
Absolutely. There is no good without evil, but evil must not be allowed to flourish.
Exactly. And the big takeaway from
really evil to help your friends though and yourself.
Let's
do it in a reasonable way.
James, allow me, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Here's the problem with the Jedi mythos.
Yeah.
You join the Jedi Order, and that's your entire life. You get taken as a child, and that's all you do.
Fuck that. That's communism, in my opinion.
That's the problem with the Jedi Order, and that's why Luke's version of the Jedi Order, Jedis can get married. Jedis can live their lives normally. Jedis can even leave the Order and continue living their life with all the training and knowledge that they have, even making their own academies along the way if needed. That's Luke. Luke as a Jedi Knight, they completely fucked him in the movies. They completely took this character that has so much story, and you understand over time how much wisdom this gentleman has.
Yeah.
And how he's able to become stronger and even more powerful. His son gets kidnapped by the fucking senator of Coruscant. By the Chancellor of Coruscant. his son gets kidnapped. And what does he do? Him and his wife, they work together, and they fucking hunt his child down during the Yuuzhan Vong War. During all this shit, Luke's main priority was, I'm going to go get my fucking kid, and I don't even give a shit. This galaxy can drop around me, but he is my son. Mara Jade eventually does die in the comics. And you know what he does? He takes him and his son. They leave the Jedi Order for a while. Do you know what they go do? They learn the dark side.
Right.
They get corrupted by it. They learn it. Because the best way to defeat your enemy is to understand your enemy.
Know thine enemy as thou knowest thyself.
Yes.
And this also happens in the novels.
Yes.
And the first thing Luke does, he hunts down who he thinks is Mara's killer, and off with the bitch's head.
Yep.
Now,
Luke as a Jedi Knight knows exactly what he is and who he is and how to build his order correctly. And in such a short period of time, Luke not only affects himself, but becomes a Force Ghost and helps Cade Skywalker defeat Darth Krayt.
I would like to continue this whole discussion on Luke, but this is more about Kathleen Kennedy being an idiot and how George should be.
So Kathleen, nah, hey, get
the fuck out.
Yeah. Oh, and also, welcome. I don't know if we've said it before, but I'll remind everybody. Because she was an idiot. Now, I said I wanted to include an idiot wing in the Hall of Fame. We have that idiot in the Asshole Hall of Fame. Didn't she erase a ton of fucking footage because she didn't like how they were trying to write it or whatever and rearrange it?
Oh, man.
Something of that nature.
James, let me put it like this. She took a 2.5 month fight scene that was already done, taped, and finished. And you know what she did? I don't like it. I don't think it really shows off Rey's true potential as a Jedi Knight. Maybe we should just completely cut it.
Yep.
What? Are you fucking high? That's like Lucas going in and going, oh, you know what? Obi-Wan versus Anakin Skywalker, that seems like a good matchup. Instead, they're not going to be using lightsabers. They're going to be using hula hoops. And, yeah, and then all of a sudden, on Mustafar, there's going to become a beach, and then they're going to be able to play beach ball. And whoever wins becomes the Jedi Master. And the other one becomes Darth Vader.
Dumb. Now, that being said, I think that pretty much proves my point. Not only are you an asshole, but you're a part of the fucking idiot wing and the Asshole Hall of Fame. You dumb bitch.
So allow me to take a quote from I don't know if anybody will remember this, but there was an animated demon who went by the name of Reginald, who used to host a certain show back in the day. Allow me to take a quote from him, and Mike, you could probably say it right along.
Mike, what were you saying? Because you kept going.
No, I know exactly what he's talking about. Casey, take it right away.
Kathleen Kennedy, you are a fucking moron.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Indy Force, and we love it when a plan finally comes together.
Yeah,
thank you for joining the podcast, and please click the links below. We hope you really did enjoy the show tonight. We tried our hardest. We're finished with the AEW review right before jumping onto this podcast because we wanted to give you guys content.
Yep. So you get a short Indy Force extra, and on top of that, you get Indy Force in general. We love it when a plan comes together. More plans coming together today or this week.
A twofer this week.
Yes, you get a twofer this week. And you're going to get a lot more than a twofer. Clips of the Indy Force from the past episodes. If you haven't watched the full episode for whatever reason, and I'm sure there's a few out there on the channel. Oh boy, I have poor connection, so I definitely got to wrap this up soon. Definitely check that out. Subscribe with post notification bell on. Hit that like button. Comment down below what you think of today's episode. Make sure you share on Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, all the like. And make sure you stay subscribed, again, with those post notification bell on, because Indy Force highlights are coming out. We're going to be talking all the stuff, and it's really going to put into perspective what the Indy Force has really turned into now. I can't wait to release it throughout the next 3 weeks. There's a lot of content that is going to be coming out when it comes to those clips. So definitely stay tuned for that. And again, and I'll reiterate it one last time, we love it when a plan comes together.